praise to you.
Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakarash.
It belongs to the apostles and elders, great millstone. This is the sons and brothers that preaching His word, sincerity and truth. All right, we out here again, another Sunday. All right, out here in Las Vegas. All right, where the Hebrew Israelites come out here to prophesy the downfall of the so-called white man's kingdom. All right, Esau, Edom. All right, these other nations, these heathens, and the 2/3 of our people, man. All right, this kingdom is coming to an end. All right, the society is coming to an end, man. All right, the Lord is gathering these nations for war. All right, and it's going to be wars all over the planet Earth, man. All right, and we come out here to tell you, to our people, these so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, to repent, man. All right, before it's too late. All right, because the Most High, man, the supreme being of the universe, all right, He's going to come back to judge this place, man. All right, let's just start out Isaiah 58:1. Get right into the scriptures, man.
Can I get this one real quick for you? This is Micah chapter 3, verse 8. For truly I am full of power by the Spirit of the Lord Yahweh, and of judgment and of might, to declare unto Jacob his transgression and to Israel his sin.
That's right. We've been moved, all right, by the Holy Spirit, all right, through Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to come out here, all right, to basically show our people the transgressions, all right, the breaking the law, statutes, commandments, man, of the Heavenly Father, man. All right, because back in Egypt, all right, the Lord made a covenant, all right, between the Israelites and Himself, man. All right, He said, "I'll give you laws, statutes, commandments. If you follow them, all right, you'll be blessed. All right, if you don't follow them, we'll be cursed. All right, obviously we didn't follow them. All right, and we're under captivity under the Esau, Edom, man, and we have been in captivity under the other nations, man, over history, historical. All right, so this is the last captivity that we're in, man. But the Lord, He's gonna make it. He's gonna put a spirit on Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, to show you that he's truly the devil. All right, and you're gonna see the power of the Lord working through this man, man. All right, to kill you Israelites. You got it.
As the brother's saying, man, we got to understand that our number one enemy is our oppressor. Our number one, the oppressor is our evil elder brother, elder twin brother. Okay, saying all of this because we all want to gravitate to him. He seems to have the right way of life. His way is going to lead you straight to death. He's not in for our Heavenly Father. He's set up to be exactly what not to do, who not to follow in the earth. But our people have a hard time because he's been ruling for so long that you think he's got it figured out. Well, we know the Heavenly Father has it figured out, and you're going to figure out sooner than later that the Heavenly Father is going to destroy you for following that.
Yeah, and our people forgot the track record of the so-called white man, man. All right. Esau, you know, he gave you technology, he gave you the TV, you know, the internet, and he just brainwashes you, man.
And what does he put in your brain though? Wickedness.
Yeah.
He puts you to put your head towards wickedness. Put your mind on wicked things. And that's what we're out here to correct you with, so you can obtain salvation if you're of the elect.
They're gonna bring out that repeat on that scripture.
Yep. Micah chapter 3, verse 8. For truly I am full of power by the Spirit of Yahweh and of judgment.
This is a powerful thing to come out here, man. Right. All right. It's the most power. All right. This is spiritual power out here, man. Coming out here, you know, cold ass weather, man. All right. To prophesy. All right.
It says, and of judgment and of might, to declare unto Jacob his transgression and to Israel his sin.
That's right. Sin is transgression of the law, man.
Hey, and he gave us the spirit to be able to clean ourselves up first. So we're not telling you to do something that can't be done. We've been doing it.
Yeah.
Our Lord and Savior Yahushua showed us that we can do it. We can't do it to the level He did it, but we can rehearse the righteous acts. Okay, we can obtain it through faith. Our faith keeps us able to do what the Holy Spirit guides us how to do it. So the power that the Heavenly Father shows, He's showing it in us, and He's trying to show it in a lot of you. If you don't verse. Y'all got it.
Can you bring that up?
It's 1 Kings 8:61. Let your heart therefore be perfect with the Lord our power, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, to walk in his statutes and to keep his commandments as at this day.
That's right. You got to walk in the perfect path, man. Which is the law, statute, commandments, man. You know, hey, we're in this bodies, man. You know, we're in the chains of darkness, so we can't follow every law, statute, commandment in this book, man. All right, but we have to rehearse the righteous acts. You know, like celebrating the Passover. You know, different all the high holy days. You know, just acknowledging that. You know, dietary law, follow that. You know, sexual conduct laws. All right, just laws on how to conduct yourself. You know,
Each other.
tithing. You know, those laws you can follow, man.
The scriptures say rehearse the righteous acts. So that's a part of doing that, man. As the brother saying, the holy days, the Levitical laws, that's the variability, tithing, all these different things, because God the Shabbat, because the scriptures say, we're made examples unto the world, man.
Yeah.
We're a light, a light. What they say, a light under the bushel should not be hid.
Yeah, we're the light of the world. Man.
Exactly. Which means what? We gotta show forth this light. As Yahweh showed the light, unto us and made the path. We have to walk in that same path to show, other Jake, man. The way come on live.
Isaiah 58:1. Yeah, I got something.
Because you're talking about the laws. Right. You got to start by cleaning yourself up.
Yeah, because faith, because the law, statutes, commandments, that's our heritage, man. That's our heritage. So, the Lord gives you faith to, basically follow through, and rehearsing the righteous acts, man. You gotta have some pride in your heritage, man.
And it's a wise thing. You're just a more wise person or a keeper of the laws that you can, right? It's Deuteronomy 28, verse 9, and I'm going to jump up deeper in the chapter. It says, the Lord Yahweh shall establish thee an holy people unto himself. As
Holy means separate.
Right.
He separated us from the other nations, man. All right? Good.
As he has sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord our Yahweh, and walk in his ways,
Yep.
and all people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord Yahweh, and they shall be afraid of thee. But nobody is afraid of us now. We're on the bottom.
Right.
People come by and play games with your life, man. People honk at you, call you all kinds of crazy names, cut you off in traffic, fire you because they don't like you. They don't even have a reason why. And your hair nappy. This is the way hair is supposed to look. You know, they down us simply because we're supposed to be the monument of the Heavenly Father, but we look like the lowest people on the planet.
Right.
Okay, let me jump up now. Verse 45 it says, or jump down. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed.
Yeah, we're destroying people, man. We're destroying the majority of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans are destroyed. Man. You're in a confused, dark mind state, man. An obscure mind state, man. All right, you don't know what you don't know which way to go, man. All right, you think going to work every day, for a fucking greenback piece of paper, you think you're doing something, man.
Barely making a
That ain't shit. You think
at or under the poverty line.
just and if you got some money and you make it in society, being a celebrity entertainer or some shit, you still gotta walk in the way of wickedness, man.
More so.
Yeah, more so.
It says, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh thy power to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee.
Hey, the Lord sent his prophets out, man. He's supping with Jakes, man. All right, you gotta hearken to his words, man. If you don't hearken, hey, the Lord's he gotta put you down, man. All right.
It says, and they shall be upon thee for a sign, and for a wonder, and for thy and upon thy seed forever. So ain't nobody walking the earth that ain't dealing with these curses. And that's a talk about that's a Jake.
Right.
No Israelite, whether they're Israelite foreigner, whatever, if they're an Israelite, according to their father line, throughout their lineage, they're dealing with these curses.
Yeah, Israelite foreigner, you got Israelites amongst other nations that look like the other nations, but they still under the curses, man. The Lord separated them, because they're Israelites, man.
I'll say this. We're saying this to you because we know you're dealing with this. Because we're all dealing with it. There's no, not me. You think Jay-Z ain't dealing with this shit? Motherfucker, Dr. Dre, millionaire. Wife just took half his shit earlier this year.
Daughter homeless, bro.
Your daughter homeless.
Bro, even the heathens catching hell from this dude, I think it's from like some Saudi Arabia, some Middle Eastern country. He's like a prince or some shit. And his wife took him to divorce court and shit.
Yep.
She got like 700 million, man. It's like one of the heathens, they got, this like royalty and shit. Even the heathen really catching hell.
That's what I'm saying. You're catching more because even the heathens are catching hell. He is catching hell. This man that's in the worship, he's catching hell right now. So to get relief, so his track record will show you. Every time he caught hell, he put hell on you to make himself feel better. Or to take from you, put more hell on you. So he will have it. So what's up with you? Get out from under this is the way to get out from under everybody else's grip. Get under the righteous grip. Okay? Because this aggravates is the blessing.
I was gonna say, that's why Yahweh Shah referred to this as something that's easy. This is basically a resting place.
Yep.
All the burdens of this world, it really don't mean nothing when you come into this. We have actual comfort in this truth. He said my burden is easy and my yoke is
Easy,
my yoke is easy and my burden is light, man. You know what I mean? So we're able to deal better with the hell than these people in the world. Jake, they have no idea. And that's why these people out here, they're running wild, they're going crazy. They're offing each other, they're getting into road rage incidences and taking each other out.
Offering themselves,
commit suicide. You had one nigga, I think he was in Florida, but he had success in real estate. This nigga had money.
Time, bro.
But out of nowhere, this nigga bugged the hell out. He was stressing out for something. And he went out there and started killing homeless people.
shit.
He went on a violent street and just started taking out homeless people. When Judah swore up and down, this dude had his life together. He was stress free. He had money, he had women. He would have expected all that, but this nigga went crazy.
Yeah, kind. He had the so-called life, the
Yep.
life that Jake want, man. And even with what you're saying, like the more hell, back in the time of Egypt, the scriptures say the more they oppressed us, the more they grew.
Right.
And when you look at that in the spiritual side, spiritual sense, it's the same thing. Because the more we're being oppressed, the more we're growing spiritually. Because the more hell and the more wicked that society gets, and Yahweh Hashem Shah boosts our spirit, man, to where we're able to bear it in him.
Because we're confident, because we know that the things that are moving forward are coming to an end. Just like the hell we're catching, we know that. He said, y'all gonna catch a lot of hell and take us trouble. Y'all gonna be tempted in our temptation. But
Most husbands, he's a balanced power.
But the two birds, they thinking this shit gonna end tomorrow. And he just gonna lift the mandate come January 1st. He gonna lift the. No, this shit is only. Even if he did, you think something worse is gonna happen?
So they're locked to the end.
He said,
Says Sirach 2,
because
verse
I
1.
said the point is this is where you come to get the rest, to get the comfort from. But it ain't easy street. You go from out of the grip of the devil and wickedness onto the grip of righteousness, onto a responsibility of righteousness. Okay?
Sirach 2, verse 1, it says, My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, Prepare thy soul for temptation.
The world of wickedness is going to tempt you to come back to it. But you got to continually making the wise choice, the righteous choice. Okay? So that means you come out making your body a living sacrifice. That means you study, you put away from idol worship. You put away all these the commandments, basically. You know, you put away bad foods out of your body. You begin to train your mind, like Elder Yaron said, you train your mind at your default mode to call upon the Heavenly Father instead of reverting back to what pleases your flesh.
It says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
Set thy heart aright to the righteousness. Okay? Set it where the real balance and reality is at, man. This seems fantastical, but we're watching the fantastical happen. There's a pandemic out here. Economic collapse, World War III, everything that the scripture said, the Heavenly Father said would happen, it's happening. Why wouldn't you side with him and be saved? You know? Go ahead.
It says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
You're going to go through shit, go ahead.
And make not haste in time of trouble.
That's what I want. And make not haste in time of trouble, because y'all want it to end tomorrow. We know, we're comforted in the fact that it's just getting closer day by day to the end of this thing. Y'all want the end now. To go back. Y'all want to, no, just let it go back. I was cool with it where it was at. No. We got to get out of this situation. We got to go through this situation.
Through much tribulation.
Through much tribulation, we must enter into the kingdom of heaven. Okay, so we got to go through this to get there. We're comforted by that. We've been rehearsing and practicing what it's going to take to build that. Our faith exercise and everything. This is part of our exercise in our faith. Reading these scriptures is exercising our faith. Reading the miracles that Yahweh Shai, the Most High, did for our people in the past, and believing that He'll do it for us in these times, in these situations that we're coming into. Okay? Y'all got it back. That was all I wanted.
Yeah, the quick one is Ecclesiastes 4:1. It says, so I returned and considered all the oppressions that are done under the sun, and behold, the tears of such as were oppressed, and they had no comforter. And on the side of their oppressors, there was power, but they had no comforter.
Yeah.
Ecclesiastes 4:1. If we see Esau, he's getting more and more tyrannical. He's seizing more and more power day by the day with all these legislations that he's signing into place, taking everybody's freedoms and liberties from them.
Esau's
everybody else, they're getting more and more depressed, stressed out. You know, and we're coming into the times of the beginning of sorrows, where miseries and calamities are going to continue to increase. These people ain't going to know what the hell to do. They're just going to continue to bug the hell out. They're going to be trying to, grasp for certain things that's going to comfort them, but the Lord's going to make sure that they don't have that. We got the actual comforting, because we have this truth, the knowledge. This is what's going to keep us grounded and settled. It's going to keep us stable.
I was going to say Esau's comforter is his sword. That's what they revert back to, you know?
Yeah.
That's his default.
Yeah, these people don't know how to handle adversity, especially in Babylon. Babylon is all about comfort. It's all about bread and circuses. It's all about decadence. It's all about pleasure.
It's all about self.
It's basically living the Epicurean life. That's what America is all about. That's what it pushes the most. That's the reason why women love this place. When you come into this thing, you learn how to become disciplined and to be acquainted with adversity, with hell. Being a stoic, living a stoic lifestyle, man.
Somebody that seeks wisdom. And that's, that not just thinks it, but applies it.
Yeah.
That's huge. I got a real quick one. You have more than that?
Precept is
Envy not thou the oppressor, and choose not his way. You were talking about the might. You looked at him and saw the might that he had. That ain't the way to go. He's showing you how to go the wicked way and to end up in death and destruction. Okay, this will show you the righteous way to deal, okay, in the earth, and allow the heavenly to have no blood on your hands, where the Heavenly Father is willing to deal and perform these miracles that are going to be necessary for you in the future. You got it, bro. I didn't want to make that clear.
Yep. This is 2 Ezra 7:57. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
And the Lord is a man of war, man. All right, there's war everywhere, man. All right, so hey, hey, Job said, man, born of his full days are full of trouble, man. You know, so hey, once you come out that womb, you know, the scripture say in the matrix, man. You come out to the matrix, man, you in constant battle, man. All right, but we're seeking to a kingdom, all right, that our bodies don't have to be battling, man. All right, we're fighting towards that to be blessed to get that new covenant, man. All right.
Hey, and if this wasn't the truth, if this wasn't, you know, we can't win. We can't win doing what the rest of the people want to. And then we don't stand in righteousness if it wasn't for the Heavenly Father. So we be just perpetual slaves.
America is not your arrest, man. America, you know, any Jake that's, you know, in any other country, that's not your arrest, man. All right, your arrest is in Yahweh Shemel Shah, man. Your power, man. All right, that's your arrest, man.
This is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction.
Everything's goddamn polluted, man. Even the air we breathing is polluted, man. The water we drinking, polluted. Food we eat, polluted. Your woman polluted. Your body's polluted. Everything's fucking polluted, man. Through and through. In, out and in. All right?
Can I make this quick statement? The only thing that you can have to clean up around here is your spirit. And that's what the Heavenly Father wants. He wants you to clean your spirit up. It's too much work. A lot of our people just figure it's too much work to do. But you know, this is easy work. Like the brother was quoting, he said, my burden is light, my yoke is easy, something to that effect. Well, y'all gonna wish y'all picked up this yoke, picked up this level of responsibility here, compared to what you're about to go through. Okay, because what you're about to go through is only gonna be torment and pain and anguish, man. Y'all got it.
Micah 2.
No, you didn't finish that verse.
This is Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, and shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction.
Like for yesterday, so-called Christmas, Saturnalia, man. All right? You wake up to this truth, you're not celebrating that shit. That's departing. All right? That's departing, man. Departing from the wickedness of this society, man. All right, these wicked ass holidays, man. You know, these wicked ass customs that these people celebrate and get into. You know, you know that's wickedness, man. So you depart from that shit. All right.
Hey, let's go into Revelation. You know, this is America is mystery Babylon, the mother of all harlots, abominations of the earth. Everything about this place is just it's abominable. It's detestable to the Heavenly Father. You know, to the pagan practices that goes on in this society, man. It's all left hand. You know, it's all basically allegiance to Satan.
Yep.
So anything that you call yourself, you know, participating in this society outside of this truth, hey, that's you becoming a pollution here because it's polluted.
Now you're pushing out pollution.
Yeah,
You're polluting that.
it'll destroy you with a sword destruction, man. You know, a lot of people they found out the hard way yesterday. A lot of homes went up in smoke from bringing those trees in their homes.
That's idols.
Which are idols. They're detestable, man. You know, and according to the law, you're supposed to burn those idols. But because you know you didn't follow instruction, the Lord burned it for you, right in your home.
And your possessions with you.
Yep.
This is Isaiah 30. You know, I started
Probably about the top
okay. This is Isaiah 30 at the top. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that take counsel, but not of me.
That's what we're telling you. Why are you taking counsel in the wicked devil, man? He done nothing but oppress you, but now you put all your trust in him. Okay, because you feel like you need somebody to follow, but we're showing you who to follow, and it ain't us. It's the Heavenly Father through Yahweh Shah. Okay? That's how you're gonna escape this shit, man. That's how you're gonna turn away from the way that you've been going. But what do? You rather follow after a man on the earth that looks like he's winning. He's about to catch the biggest L ever in history. Not only is he gonna lose his power in an hour, all his reign and all his, you know, kingdom and everything, he's gonna lose that in an hour. Then after servitude of 1,000 years, he don't get to be on the planet like that no more. No more of his DNA is on the planet. He's gone. His vibration gone. Okay? And I'm talking in the scheme of eternity. It seems like forever being 1,000 years, but that's in the scheme of eternity. The next 1,000, this man gonna catch all L's. And coming into this time, you gonna catch L's leaving out with it. You got it, bro.
This is back in Isaiah 30. And it reads, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. That walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked in my mouth.
Hey, this is the modern day Egypt of America. All right. If you saw Edom, he's the Pharaoh. All right. There's different levels of the pharaohs, man. You know? Joe Biden, he's a pharaoh. All right. And our people look to the president like he's like the highest power in charge and shit.
Right under the Pope and shit.
Yeah, he takes orders, man, from the elites. You know, and our people don't understand that. If they would understand that, they wouldn't be voting, man. Go ahead.
They walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked in my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh.
Hey, where the brothers at, man, the prophets, you know, every major city, you know, majority of every major city, you know, all across the great Babylon, America, you know, in NATO and the EU, you know, European Union, brothers out there in London, you know, different parts of Europe, you know, this is the Lord's mouth, man. All right, our people are supposed to be coming here asking questions, man. All right, asking questions of what's about to happen. You know, this is the Lord's counsel, man.
You should be asking, what's about to happen? What can I do to escape it? Because it looks like all bad's coming. That's what you should be here asking. That's what we should be teaching. These brothers know what it is. That's why they're here. That's why we're here. Okay? Where the rest of you? None of y'all want to get saved? Apparently the elect ain't fully woken up. Because y'all, where y'all at? It's big numbers that got to come in. So we're planting the seed now, and they going to wake up. The seed is being planted. eat, man. Y'all gotta catch one.
And what it say in Psalms 110 and 3? You know, like people should be willing to the day of thy power. You know, because the Lord's gonna give his man power, man. All right, power of healing. You know, other abilities. You know, that's when a lot of Jake gonna wake up. You know, and the play is gonna get more and more intense.
Oh yeah.
As the time comes, man.
We need that spiritual power.
And Jay gonna start asking questions, man. You know? Got it?
It says to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be
Hey,
ashamed.
the shadow of oppression, the shadow of bondage.
Yeah.
That's why y'all lining up with the sleeve rolled up, man. Okay, y'all lining up for that because y'all trust in the oppression. Y'all trust in the shadow of Egypt. Okay, we're telling you, you don't need none of that. You don't need none of that. Okay, this is the way that you get out of all the troubles and the worries and the ills of all life. James?
They can't bring it up off the shot.
It says, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be ashamed, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
Right. Confusion, man. Hey, that's how Esau roll, man. He wants our people confused, man. Don't know where to go, man. All right. Hey, but that's your downfall, man. And what the Lord say, if the blind lead the blind, then both shall fall into a ditch, man. And Esau's blind, man. You know, he may be wise in wickedness, but he's blind, man. He don't know what's going on, man. All right. He don't even know about the chariots, man. You know, the so-called UFOs, which are the angels, man. All right. He's trying to build all these satellites and shit to try to, you know, seek reconnaissance of the chariots. You know, Esau ain't got the answers, man.
Yeah, he got the James Webb launch, that telescope, the James Webb telescope launch. He's trying to, you know, trying to get a closer look to the heavens, just to try to patrol and see, you know, what the angels are doing up there. You know, he's moving like somebody that's scared and know that judgment's coming for us.
Yeah.
That's why he's doing all. That's why he's making all these moves.
If you
Like a fugitive.
if you innocent and ain't done nothing, what you scared for?
Yeah.
You're not guilty.
And we were laughing about that artist.
Video, bro.
RDC
World.
RCDC, yeah, bro. If y'all ain't did nothing, y'all ain't got nothing to worry about.
Don't worry about it. So you talking about slavery? I didn't say
I
that.
didn't say that. You thou sayest.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, this
That's the same thing the Lord told Cain.
Yeah. If you did right,
If you did the right thing, then
Would you have not been
would you not have been accepted?
accepted?
But if you didn't do right, send life out the door.
God.
yes.
You know? So this devil, he know he guilty, man.
And this is who y'all follow. This is who the 2/3 of our people follow. A guilty ass man that judgment's waiting for him. That's just building and building and building.
And we talked about the confusion earlier, man. So this is a scenario of what Esau might push out, man. You know, push out in the airways and the propaganda.
Yeah. I found this, and I don't know if this actually came from a legit health official, but basically this is what it said.
Oh yeah.
It said the third dose increases immunity dealing with the juice sauce. It says the third dose increases immunity, so after the fourth dose, you are protected. They're gonna keep moving the goalposts as they go along with this whole shit. It's never gonna end. It says once 80% of the population has received the fifth dose, so notice how they just jump straight to, they're just gonna keep going, they're just gonna keep adding doses, right? It says once 80% of the population has received the fifth dose, the restrictions can be relaxed as the sixth dose stops the virus from spreading. We believe that the seventh dose will solve our problems, and we have no reason to fear the eighth dose. The clinical phase of the ninth dose confirms that the antibodies remain stable after the 10th dose.
Yeah.
Come on, man. This the serpent.
Yeah.
This is how a serpent, a true snake salesman,
I was just gonna say.
a snake oil salesman. This is how he will sell his product to you,
Yeah.
right? The 11th dose guarantees that no new mutations will develop, so there is no longer any reason to criticize the idea of the 12th dose. So he just the way he just worded that. Whoever put this together, this might have been somebody that just put it together to make fun of these motherfuckers.
I think so. I think it's satire.
This is probably satire, right? But this is how somebody like Anthony Fauci, he would talk like this right in front of the media, and a lot of people would be like, "Damn, that kind of makes sense."
It kind of makes sense.
Regardless, they don't work. Keep wearing them anyway.
And this will become a talking point from all the dummies that's under strong delusion.
You have niggas trying to bring up, trying to make statistics
Yeah.
off of percentages and populations. Oh, you know, if it is this many people, 8%, you know, that does make sense of herd immunity and, you know, all of these different
I just
things.
want to be in that 20% that make it.
Yeah, kind.
Niggas
Hey,
in the barbershop.
Yeah.
Philosophizing
Well,
and shit. Nothing.
Real quick, this is Psalms 52 and verse 2. It says, "Thy tongue deviseth mischiefs like a sharp razor working deceitfully. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness." Salah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Esau's MO, man. But hey, man, you got the spirit of the Lord, man. You can see right through Esau's bullshit, man. All right, you can see right through that shit, man. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. And you see the shit. Esau's becoming tacky, man.
Yeah.
Everything he do is becoming tacky. Satire. It's funny. It's kind of funny though.
Yeah.
You know.
Because the okie doke, the simple way of life, you know, the way that, I'm not wicked, but I'm doing all the wicked shit, you know. Matter of fact, somebody can, the song 55. How smooth we speak.
Real smooth, yeah. These people that get charmed every day by everything he say.
21.
That's why when you go to CNN and MSNBC and all these major news networks, that's all that's happening 24/7. And you have idiots after they done got 2 doses of the sauce, they still got double mask on and still social distancing. You know what I'm saying? They don't even want to be around you.
yeah.
You know, they're afraid to even communicate or interact with you. So now you're not human no more. These people are far gone.
Yeah, these doses, man, they make you more docile, man.
Mm-hmm.
Make you more stupider by every dose you get, man. Zombified, man. In the zombified state. Alright?
Let's quick read this Isaiah 36:6. And it reads, "Lo thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh king of Egypt to all that trust in him." God, and the scripture saying you trust in that broken staff, man. Hey, a staff is what? A support system. So if it's broken, that means what? It's there to harm you. And it say you're leaning upon it and it's piercing your hand, meaning what? Hey, you're receiving destruction, or you're receiving something bad from it, man. Yeah, detriment. And that's exactly what the 2/3 of the nation of Israel is doing. Hey, because they're believing in a system that wasn't created to allow them to flourish or prosper, man. Hey, you're believing in a straight pharmaceutical industry, hey, which is straight witchcraft, you know. And then, hey, you having the effects of what? Of Bell's. Can't even
use the term.
Yeah, God, you're going into these different. Getting the shakes and shit. Hey, and then you're not able to even sue them, hey, for receiving of it, man. But that's because you trust in the devil.
Yeah, he ain't even got to. This motherfucker said you gotta wait 50+ years before you can even know what's in the shit.
Kind.
You get that little folded up paper
Yeah, I was just gonna
that's
say,
supposed to have all the information. You roll that bitch out.
empty.
That shit is empty. Ain't nothing on
It's a
it.
restaurant napkin.
It's just you can wear it like a fucking handkerchief and shit.
Like the mouth with it. Hey, wipe your ass. Hey, it's funny because why would you still fold all that paper in there? Waste all that goddamn paper. Because you know you want people to believe the answers are in there, but they ain't really in there. Because you know people don't really read that shit. So he's deceiving them. Somebody say, hey, open up and let me see what it say. They open it up and like, well, where is it? I don't know. All the doctor said, I don't know. It should be there, but it's not.
Hey, y'all see that video where this Edomite, she went up into a drugstore in front of that pharmacist. Hey, he knew when she questioned him about that, and he opened up the paper and saw that shit was empty.
Oh, it's right
Had
here.
nothing on there.
You see, he was like, oh, it's right here. It's in the paper. He didn't want to open it. Oh, open it. Somewhere.
Yeah.
He started opening it. It was as blank as.
He said at the end, you know, I feel bad that, you know, I feel useless, I feel worthless that I don't know any of this information.
And he said, I'm willing to turn in my license.
Yeah.
Like, I shouldn't even be administering this shit.
That was CBS.
That's what we're talking about, that man. That you were forges a lot of positions in those that's a spirit, you know. That's talking about you quacks, man. Look up quackery. Look up what it means to be a quack. That's a lot of these pharmacists. That's basically what they are. You know, a bunch of quacks, man. And that dude, when she questioned him, he that motherfucker looked like he started Gmslv and shit, man. He's stuttering and stumbling over his words. You know, he having a nervous breakdown and shit.
The job is to know about this.
You're supposed to know
You
this.
don't know shit.
Yeah. What you having a nervous breakdown for?
That shows you that we say about the word doctor. It's a Band-Aid. Yeah, it's just a Band-Aid. Don't blame the devil. It's just a Band-Aid.
Yeah, these doctors, they don't know about the,
Herbs.
no, the vodka. They don't know about that, man. You know?
Right.
Yeah, that's the Latin word. The Latin term. The vodka, which means cow, by the way. Cow or cattle. You know? That's what these at least look at you people as cattle. You know? And it's time for the mass color, man. You know? Hey, the dark winter is upon us, man. The dark winter. You know? Got it.
Kind of says, quiet medical charlatan, impudent and fraudulent pretender to medical skill.
Basically in the you know, you really lack the credentials, but you just you know, you're fake. You're faking it, you know.
Hey, they go right on Google and look up the stuff you can look up yourself.
But see, these individuals, Esau's paying them. He'll give them a license just to push, you know, his narrative.
I just do it because it's my job.
Yeah.
It's something I have to do. That's what he said.
Just ain't no different than these compromised false leaders, these politicians, you know, these agenda puppet celebrities. All these people, they all are phonies, man. They're just put in position because they're getting the bag. Esau got the money. His money's long enough to pay all these people off to keep you people deceived and under the demonic influence.
And that's the truth about these people. They choose commerce over conscience. He felt bad when he thought about it. Oh, shit, I feel bad. But you think he's quit? You think he's not going to pay his bill? He's going to stay there? But it's not his own pay. You can tell that to all people. They still going to want it. He's still going to have to pay. If you want to protect his family.
It says, one who talks much without wisdom, and specifically talks of his own power to heal, hence any ignorant pretender to medical knowledge or skill.
Like that pharmacist. He got put on the spot. The quackery was coming out. He couldn't answer that woman's questions. You can find a lot of them up in those pharmacies. They all had the same reaction. They're a bunch of quacks, man. They just get paid to do what they're doing.
This is a more elevated term for one who goes by mere experience
They're practicing, doctors or quacks over that are practicing malpractice.
It's a self-confident practitioner.
I got a degree that gave me the confidence to tell you I can do it, but I've never actually done it. I think this works, and this dose. It should work. If it don't, let me know. I'll up the dose. Oh, it's too much. You're having a reaction. I'll lower the dose. Won't you give me the shit that works?
Which are the herbs?
Yeah. You don't know what herbs this is based in that it should heal me and cure me. That's your job.
Well, the modern day medicine, the pharmacia, you know, the pills, is oil based, petroleum based. And the elite Rockefeller, you know, the Rockefeller family, they started the whole shit, man.
Knowing it's
Yeah.
adverse to the people's bodies,
Yeah.
man. It's adverse to your body. Your body don't want to accept that.
I believe that was like in the it was like the 20s and the 30s or something like that.
30s.
Yeah, he created that the pharmaceutical industry at the same time. He also created Monsanto.
Right. Yeah, and during all of that too as well, what they did is they implemented basically the medical field in colleges. They basically said that curriculum, in order to graduate in the medical field, it had to they had to do heavy research and lie about the medical treatments of diseases and cures with petroleum-based medicines or petroleum-based
They
pharmaceuticals.
started that propaganda against to demonize natural remedies and promote their petroleum-based medicine.
Fail 4 and 6.
People are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. That thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of Yahweh, I will also forget thy children. Like for the 2/3.
Yeah, I mean, and that's going into the ignorance of our people. See, our people are destroyed like what we're talking about right now. That's why you're supposed to know the understanding of herbs and how to heal yourself and not having to depend upon this devil. Our people, they're mentally fucked up. They're mentally and physically fucked up because they depend upon this system. This system is what keeps them sickly, you know, mentally empowered, and it keeps them dependent. If they wasn't destroyed for the lack of knowledge, then they would know to turn from that and come to the true knowledge. Then you won't need to stay upon him who's constantly smoking, who's keeping you sick, who's keeping you weak, you know, and who's benefiting off of your misery. As they generate millions of dollars annually off of your misery, off of your injury, off of your pain,
Ignorance.
off of your ignorance, man. So yeah, you're gonna continue to be destroyed for the lack of knowledge, man. You know, you're staying in and out of the hospital. Now when you end up in the hospital, they finna put you on all type of their drugs, their medications.
All that's gonna come with a price tag that benefits them in the hospital.
God.
Yep.
And then when you look at the hospital, especially that industry, the foods that they're providing them patients, hey, it's all dairy, it's all carbs. You know, we understand that dairy creates mucus, and the source of a lot of diseases and sicknesses is mucus buildup, man.
Yeah.
So why would you be feeding your patients milk with every meal? You know, starches. You know, all of these things, they help produce that.
Hey,
You
y'all-
should go on.
Y'all brothers need to stay away from that milk.
Kind.
Y'all brothers need to drink almond milk. You got oat
Coconut.
milk. You know, coconut milk.
Use pea milk. Green vegetable milk. You can pea milk. I got
You can even make your own milk.
yeah.
You know, you can learn how to make your own milk.
Cashew milk.
Cashews, you know, almonds. Yeah, man. But you gotta. The scriptures talk about, you know, caring for your diet, man. That's what's lacking within Jake, our people. That's why they're the most sickly. That's why they die earlier than everybody else.
This devil set a standard in his food pyramid. He set it up to where you can't you have no discipline what you put in your mouth. So, cause think about it. Why would you put 172 grams of salt in something? You know, 42 grams of sugar in it.
Fucking
Yeah,
soda bottle.
it's soda.
sugar is a real drug, man.
No, it's worse than cocaine.
Sugar kills a
It's
lot of people,
It's more
man.
addictive than cigarettes and cocaine.
It's really addictive, and it's really bad for your body. Really bad.
And the cane sugar that you use right now, that shit is bleached.
Yeah.
All
So
the
it's even more unhealthy.
And if you knew how much sugar you were supposed to take in a day, it's like not even the size of a sugar cube of unnatural sugar. You know, you can eat fruit and all of that, but you shouldn't be having a high diet. Your palate shouldn't be so adapted. Like you should eat something like a prune or a plum or something, or a peach. Like, damn, this is super sweet. Like, this is rich. It's so sweet. Because we should have more of a bitter diet. Less meat, protein from meat. Not as much gluten and starches. You know, there should be a lot of leafy greens and vegetables. It should be the base of our. That should be the biggest. And what's funny is Esau shit. It is the biggest. When you look at his pie chart, not pie chart, the little pyramid, full pyramid. The fruits and vegetables is the biggest at the bottom. Then it's like the breads. Then it's like the starches, the rice and grains. Then it's the meat. Then it's the dairy, and then it's the sugar. But our people do what? They make it affordable for us to eat that sugar shit. So we eat the most of the sugar, drink the sugar. Then we eat the meat. Is like the next thing we need to have to feel some substance in our stomach. So we don't want it to spoil. We can freeze it. It's a fucking psychological game this man has played with us, dangling over us, man.
Yeah, we're in the valley of the shadow of death, man. This place, Great Babylon, America, man. You know, hey, they put high fructose corn syrup in every fucking thing out here in America, man. Overseas, they don't put that shit, high fructose corn syrup and these other, chemicals. Because you sent the article about, soda, for example, or pop, ketchup, like Sprite or something. The Sprite they sell here in America got high fructose corn syrup and other different kind of harmful shit in it.
Yep.
But you buy that same Sprite over there in England or some shit, you don't have high fructose corn syrup in there.
That's what I was thinking about ketchup. That's what I was alluding to. Ketchup. Why they put extra shit in ketchup that nobody else on the planet has?
The coloring.
Their ingredients for certain products will just list just a few or maybe just one thing in the ingredients. With the one sold here in Babylon is a little fucking paragraph
of chemicals.
Of chemicals and shit.
Yeah, wonder why our people in Great Babylon are fucking retarded, man.
Hey, and who regulates that? The Food and Drug Administration.
Because the same thing where they have something called bliss points. And basically, these bliss points are they call it the legal dosage of sugar and salt that allows you to become addicted to that product, man. Like for example, as you were saying, bringing up ketchup. Ketchup has a lot of sugar, but it has a high sugar bliss point. But it also has a high salt bliss point too. Yeah, high sodium bliss point. But it's basically the balance of that sugar and salt that's legal for you to become addicted to.
Bro, I saw a chart that's talking about the countries that put fluoride in their water and in other stuff. In America, South America, and those are the countries with the highest rate of Alzheimer's and all these other diseases that kill you, man.
Well, America means bitter.
There you go.
Real quick, Sirach 30 and verse 15, it says, health and good estate of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth. There is no riches above a sound body, and no joy above the joy of the heart. Death is better than a bitter life. There is no riches above a sound body, and no joy above the joy of the heart.
Now, what do they do with this? They feed you pseudo joy of the heart. Why? Because a lot of these foods are chemically crafted, if you will, to induce dopamine and serotonin levels in you, to where you get happy. I think they call them happy meals. You know how much fucking chemicals is in that to hit the receptors?
what did I start doing? I started eating because it was comforting. It's the same thing.
There's a phrase, I'm not gonna say who told it to, I'll tell y'all later. But they said, I eat because I'm unhappy. I'm unhappy because I eat. That's the cycle that a lot of our people are in. And then you look at the shit they eat. They eat things to be comfortable. Eat things to hit those receptors to make them feel better. And it's fucked up ass captivity.
Well, that's the same thing that a lot of people that drink, like constantly drink, they say, I drink because I'm lonesome. I'm lonesome because I drink. That's the same thing. Because a lot of times with like the elder brother brought out with that Ciroc 30, hey, what you want to be on is a low histamine diet, you know, as much as possible. Because histamine is basically that production of mucus, man. You know, that's when you have a lot of runny noses, when you have a lot of phlegm and stuff like that. Because of the meats that we're eating, like the brother said, hey, a lot of the meats that we're eating, hey, they're really old as well. You know, they'll put food coloring on the meats. Hey, meat is glue. Meat is acidic by itself. You know, as well as the dairies, the cheeses, the milks, you know, the bread. A lot of that is glued too because the flour is bleached. You know, it's not natural bread. But when you go into what's that the bread that it talks about that I believe it was Ezekiel 4 and I think 13. Hey, kind. And it's gonna go into it, man.
This is Ezekiel 4 and 13. It says, the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them.
Kind. Hey, because when you look at the bread that was made, I believe it was like barley and you know.
It's right there, same spot.
Kind.
Oh yeah, they made barley cakes.
Yeah, kind.
It says, Ezekiel 4 and 11, thou shalt drink also water by measure, and the sixth part of an head, from time to time shalt thou drink.
Kind. It was going into rationing as well. What keep going, bro?
And thou shalt eat it.
Which reminds you of what? Intermittent fasting. You don't have to eat till you're full, man. Eat till you're not hungry. But you have to, you wonder why our people are obese. You know? Obese.
Read that again, bro.
Thou shalt drink also water by measure, the sixth part of an head, from time to time shalt thou drink. And thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of men in their sight.
Yeah, he's commanded them to eat in measure and drink in measure because a famine was getting ready to hit. So you might as well get used to eating a smaller portion because there's gonna be a time where there ain't gonna be no food. You know? So you might want to, you know, store up a certain amount of food to prepare yourselves for that time, and also to get used to eating a smaller portion. The average American is not used to eating a small portion.
Super size.
Everything is just is over the top. It's extra. You know? Yeah. Yo, can I get some more of that? And then you eat that, and then let me get a third. You know?
You got room for dessert?
And you got room for some more. You know? You eating until you damn near sleep.
Yeah, the itis.
Yeah. You ain't supposed to eat like everybody else in the world. Don't eat like that. Only Babylonians eat like that. It's basically Western society. You know.
I was gonna say they act like yesterday when they ate that we only eat like that on certain days. No, y'all eat like that. You only eat those foods like that on certain days, but you eat all the time like that. A lot of people eat for the feeling that they get, like so they feel a certain way. Oh, I'm stuffed. Now I can stop eating. That's not how you're supposed to eat. You're supposed to eat for consumption of energy, nutrition.
Hey, and I'm gonna say this, because you know we live right in the belly of the beast. We over the years we've developed those habits. We ate like that. Sometimes, and we catch ourselves. We even still to this day might fall into that. You know, something that you like, you enjoy it so much, so you might just like, damn, I gotta get some more of that. And it happens, but you gotta learn to you know, cut off the excess and to implement more moderation into your practices in your life.
And moderation is actually better than trying to balance that out.
Yeah.
Okay, I've eaten this much starches and breads and meats. Now I need to go to the bitters and the things that help digestion. Well, just don't eat so much of it.
Yep.
You know, not say cut it completely off. Now we're telling you to cut off, you know, the things that's not in the dietary, that shit that are about the dietary. Cut that shit off.
Yeah,
It'll kill you. This is good stuff we're talking about.
okay.
You know, good, healthy foods. You know, whole food, real natural foods. You gotta learn to cut those things off. So that was it on that.
Oh, another part that
I didn't finish that in
Sirach 30.
yeah, Sirach 30. Let me go back to it. Sirach 30 and verse 25, it says, a cheerful and good heart will have care of his meat and diet. And there's another one. Excess, Sirach 37. Sirach 37, and we'll start at verse 27. It says, my son, prove thy soul and thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it. For all things are not profitable for all men, neither have every soul pleasure in everything. Be, like it says in one of the epistles, it says, all things are lawful, but it's not expedient. It says, be not unsatiable in any dainty thing, nor too greedy upon meats, for excess of meats bringeth sickness, and surfeiting will turn into choler.
Isn't that inflammation?
I think so. Everybody look the word up.
Yeah, you eat these meats nowadays, man. That should give you cancer, man. You know, have excess. You know, eat
Red,
meat all the
especially
time.
red meat.
Yeah, red meat. Yeah.
If you look at these Eastern cultures, these ancient cultures that eat meat, they don't eat a heavy meat diet. When they eat meat, it's small portions. You got the word?
It's choler, it says bile. In excess of
milk is phlegm.
Yep.
Part of that too. Hey, bile is also the stomach acid to break the shit down. So now you got that in your body now.
Gun. It goes. It says cholera. It says bile. It says a type of.
Who had that? Ones that push meat.
Kind.
Uncooked meat, by the way.
Yep. A type of disease characterized by diarrhea caused by bile. It says gall, and that's one thing too. You know, Esau will tell you that you're not supposed to have or you can remove your gallbladder. But no, there's a purpose for that gallbladder because it collects those toxins, man. So when you don't have it, those toxins have to move somewhere else in the body.
You know who else had that? They looked all sick and half dead. 1940.
Yeah. It says pale green, greenish yellow. I believe that's jaundice as well. You know, the discoloring of the eyes. You know, where it's yellowish. Hey, that's because you have those toxins in the skin. You know. Yep. Oh, severe digestive disorder. Fatal. It says rarely fatal to adults, but we know it's fatal. It says a highly lethal disease endemic in India, periodically breaking out in global epidemics, especially that reaching Britain and America in the 1830s.
And also in the dictionary, it says that choler means anger, irritability, or a generally bad temperament.
That's what it brings you.
You get, you get irritated. You know what I mean? Hey, like when people eat a lot of pork, a lot of swine, it's so toxic and unclean that it even puts like demons on it.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
You start to, and you go into a rage. We used to say years ago, that dude's porking out. He's porking out. You know, because it has unclean energy to it.
Yeah.
You ain't supposed to be putting that in your tabernacle, man. You know?
And it has worms, parasites.
Parasites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? Hey, like we always seen the videos of you have people that'll buy pork chop from like the store and they'll pour Coca-Cola on it, man.
I remember doing that in junior high school.
Yeah, and the little worms, you literally see the worms just know, crawling up out of it, man.
And that don't make it all right to eat. After that, it's still bad.
Precept. Talking about the swan, right? Matthew 8:28. And when he was come to the other side into the country of the Gergenes, there met him two possessed with devils, coming out of the tombs, exceeding fierce, so that no man might pass by that way. And behold, they cried out, saying, What have we to do with thee, Yahushua, thou Son of God? Art thou come hither?
Real quick, you see that they knew who he was.
Yeah.
They reverenced him. They didn't disrespect him, they respected him. They knew, like, oh, you come to torment us before our time, what are you here to do?
Right.
You got it, bro.
What have we to do with thee, Yahushua, thou Son of Yahweh? Art thou come hither to torment us before the time? And there was a good way off from them and herd of many swine feeding. So the devils besought him, saying, If thou cast us out, suffer us to go away into the herd of swine.
Right. Why the swine of all places?
Right.
Why they didn't say, well, let us go into somebody else? No, they said, let us go into those herd of swine. Swine is a very unclean vessel. You know? So it makes sense if you eat enough of that shit, you gonna pork out eventually. There's a reason why you see motherfuckers scrapping at McDonald's all the damn time. You know, knocking over the cash register, beating the hell out of the employee behind the register and shit. Jumping over the counter and beating their ass up. Yes.
You know?
It's always the places where the food is the worst. You just eat a bunch of trash. So the behavior, the people that eat that trash is trash.
Popeyes and shit. Hey, the line is the longest at Popeyes, man.
Yeah.
You know? Hey, cause niggas love their chicken, man. Hey,
Starbucks.
kind, yeah.
These
Hey,
people are they're loaded up with spirits because that food got drugs in it.
hey,
Man.
and the elites are praying over that, putting spells and stuff on that food, man.
And they the human remains, the fetal remains. They putting that shit right in the product, man. Using it for flavor enhancers, receptors.
Bro, like I watched a documentary. I think it was on Animal Planet on Discovery Channel. Hey, one thing that they do, they take a gland out of the ass of a muskrat and a beaver, and they use that as a flavor enhancer, man.
Yeah. Lining of the
Yeah. They take like the gland off the ass, man. Like that's how you know we're dealing with the devil,
Yeah,
man.
we gotta get out of here, man.
How do you even figure some shit like that out,
what was you doing?
bro?
They
to
search all
discover
the liquids.
that they could be done that way. What muskrat ass was you eating to realize that it tastes good?
Bro, you know how many muskrats you have to kill, bro?
They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search.
Yeah.
Their heart is deep, man. They search super deep for wickedness, man. Let's figure out how we can have everybody indirectly commit cannibalism.
They sleep
They're just consuming this shit day in and day out, every day. That's your diet.
Right.
So just imagine how it's affecting your mindset.
Yep.
That's why these people are on edge.
Done. You can't forget too what they started doing was taking the remains of people and spraying them over the farms.
Yeah.
You know? Hey, so people are eating people, man.
Yeah.
Not just kids' meals no more, man.
They put it in that it's like a thing that like fertilizer.
Yeah,
What's it? I can't think of the name of it. It's like a machine that like liquefies that shit.
kind. And it's with a crop duster. They do it with a crop duster as well, man.
Yeah.
You know?
They showed you that in that 70s film,
Kind.
Soylent Green.
Green. There you go.
Go watch that movie, Soylent Green, man. And it was literally about, they was prophesying about into the future, how things will look like. Basically, the world will be policed. The food supply will basically be straight up GMO. And what was contained in the food supply, which was the Soylent Green, was human remains. And they had the street the sweepers,
Yeah.
anybody that was protesting and that was against the New World Order or whatever, they was basically picking you up
Yeah, corralling.
and dumping you in the truck, and the truck was basically a grinder. They was grinding the people up, and the remains was going right into the corporation that was manufacturing the Soylent Green.
They kind. Yeah. Well, bro, they have a machine. It's called an eater. It's built to pick up bodies and pretty much chop you up and turn you into liquid.
To ground chuck.
Yeah.
Hey, that was in the original Matrix movie. He said they're feeding us our own selves. That's what they were feeding intravenously, right? He said that the bodies were broken down and then fed to the newborns. That was that sludge or that pink sludge or whatever that they was encapsulated in. Showing you that they know the difference. So
About the ingredients on the packages, how they say like natural flavors, they don't have to tell you what that means. That could be, human remains.
Yeah.
As long as it's a legal amount in the feds now.
Exactly. Exactly. Hey, what's the same
Hey,
time?
it's like the fucking small hats, the rats, they could kosher, even if it's unclean, because they see you as a heathen.
Goyim.
To them, you're goyim. They will kosher unclean shit for the goyim. You know,
Kosher swine.
kosher. Yeah, that's what they do. They'll pray over it, and all of a sudden that makes it kosher. Crazy, man. And you know they not the people of the Lord.
I'll finish this out. Matthew 8:31. So the devils besought him, saying, if thou cast us out, suffer us to go away into the herd of swine. And he said, go. And he said unto them, go. And when they were come out, they went into a herd of swine, and behold, the whole herd of swine ran violently down a steep place into the sea and perished in the waters. And they that kept them fled, and went their ways into the city and told everything and what was befallen to the possessed of the devils.
Yeah, man. So hey, this is the worst case scenario, man. We surrounded by death every day. That's why it says in Lamentations, it is of the Lord's mercies that we're not consumed, because His compassions fail not. It's miraculous that we even still here. It's a shit that we are constantly surrounded by, and what we possibly put in our bodies. Man, we were supposed to be dropped dead, man. The Spirit of the Lord is with us and keeping us, alive and preserved, man.
part of having you have had benefits and have not known me. Lord preserving us and giving us certain liberties in life through the grace period, and we're not taking account for it. We're doing the best of our abilities. Rehearsing like this. What about the rest of these people? Niggas like Lil Bootsy is talking about.
Flipping the both sides.
Oh no, he flipped them off, but it was a Lil Baby, the baby. Which one of them?
Baby.
The one that said, I
And Bootsy.
don't trust a nigga that don't even work. I'm bacon or whatever.
Yeah,
he said.
yeah.
I can't trust somebody that don't eat bacon. I don't trust you that eat it, man.
Man, this nigga wore a diaper in the middle of the street in Austin, Texas. Just fucking dumb niggas.
I don't trust a grown nigga that wear diapers.
Yeah. No, so his initiation ritual and shit.
Yeah, this is Wisdom of Solomon 12. In verse 4 it says, whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcrafts and wicked sacrifices, and also those merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's flesh, a feast of blood. That was what the Canaanites was known for doing. Esau is doing the exact same thing today.
I want to make a big point about the Canaanites. Them was real Africans. That's who you would call them people. Showing you that we don't have the same customs. We're not the same people. A lot of our people gravitate right now into that black, that African. They're trying to gravitate to that shit, man. That's not it. That's a lie that your oppressor told you. Leo Scipios Africanus was an Edomite, a white man, a Roman general that ruled Africa and named the shit after himself when it had a name already, after he conquered it. Okay? Y'all gotta get out of that mentality. We're trying to show you 2/3, man. You know, I'm saying 2/3, but we're trying to sift the elect out of you 2/3. I'm trying to tell you, hey, that got that type of heathen 2/3 mentality to wise up and see the differences, man. We're trying to lead you back to the righteous way of the Heavenly Father and away from what this polluted ass world has taught you, has trained you to be subservient unto. Okay.
Yeah, that was it on what I had. And that was just to add to what we're speaking on. Because it's like basically, this is what they used to do in the ritual. The Canaanites used to do in their rituals. Well, now Esau, he's doing this ritual, and he got you participating in it, eating this bullshit, man. So that's why it's important that whatever it is that you eat, and make sure as long as it's lawful, of course, pray over that, man.
Yep.
Pray over that meat, man. Whatever you putting in your body, pray over that shit first, man. You don't know what God they didn't pray to.
Yep.
When they made the sacrifice, you just don't know, man. A lot of these people eating Christmas dinner and they about to celebrate New Year's. It's about to be a heavy idolatry going on.
Eating gumbo and shit.
Eating gumbo and all that shit is a bunch of trash, man. You wonder why your body is constantly breaking down on you. You had some?
Yeah, I have a quick one. It's Proverbs 23:6. It says, "Eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats."
That goes right into that.
It says, "For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, say he to thee, but his heart is not with thee."
And that's twofold. Yeah, because he's feeding you literally the stuff that he likes to eat, the way he like it. That's why the standard of how do you say it? Of a well-executed steak is medium rare. It's just still got blood in it. It's just still breathing and shit, man. That's why he likes that shit. That's how he eat it. But it also goes into the philosophies of his belief system. It got you in that because you got look how bad that it got you eating raw meat on an idolatrous so-called high holy day or holiday. Got you eating real fucked up. What do you think that does to your spirit? That you just had it on October with all the fucking candy, and you turn around and ate it in November. At the end of November, now you eat it at the end of December. You turn around another week and eat it a week later.
Defiles your temple.
How long do you think these demons that this shit on you is gonna take to get off of? Or the illnesses, the physical pains and aches that you don't even associate with the things you put in your body. You have more?
It says, verse 8, "The morsel which thou hast eaten shalt thou vomit up, and lose thy sweet words."
Yes. Sweet words? Yep. Yeah, man, the philosophies, man, are keeping you far away from the Heavenly Father. We're not just telling you to do this because it's not, actually, if you got that in Daniel, Daniel actually did an experiment of eating the difference of changing your diet to a more wise diet. Okay? You'll see how that plays out, Brother Easy. You got it, bro.
This Daniel 1, 6. It's like 5.
Yeah, just around there. Yeah, you got it.
This Daniel. Daniel 1 at the top.
That's the spirit. 'Cause, I'm trying to watch my, what I take. So I'm gonna implement, you know, what Daniel did, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Daniel 1 at the top. In the 3rd year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, unto Jerusalem and besieged it. And the Lord gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into his hand, with part of the vessels of the house of the Most High, which he carried into the land of Shinar, to the house of his power, and he brought the vessels into the treasure house of his God. And the king spake unto Aspenaz, the master of the eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel, and of the king's seed, and of the princes, children in whom was no blemish, but well favored and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in knowledge and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans.
The cream of the crop. He brought the best people that he found into the king's palace to have counsel.
And the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat and of the wine which he drank.
So while you're there working, he got to feed you. The devil's the same way. He got to feed you. Yeah, you want to work. You got to work on his plantations. He got to feed you to keep you working. That's the way it works. But what is he gonna feed you with? The worst. He gets the best. People of his house get the best. People outside the house niggas get a little crumbs of the best. But way out in the field, you're on your own. You get the worst. You get the leftovers. And that's us in general. You get the crumbs. Because a movie like Django puts a plantation into real perspective. The owner, he gets the best of the best. That movie Platform do it too, right? The further down, now there's other people that work on your plantation that were slavers or whatever you want to call them. Taskmasters, masters,
Overseers.
Right? Overseers, officers, yeah, all of that. They get a little bit better, and then the slaves get the worst. Okay, in the house they get a little bit better for pushing out what the king wants. You know, the slave masters want. But the whole dynamic is still set up like that today. You go go to Seven Hills and see what the fuck they eating over there, what restaurants is over there, compared to what we got in our neighborhoods.
Hey bro, you take an Edomite's charcuterie board and it's gonna be healthier than what the fuck
Bro.
Jake eat, man.
Yep. You got charcuterie boards.
Bro,
Yeah, what?
Jake got Slim Jims and
Right? Cheez-Its on their fucking charcuterie board.
God,
Seedless
bro.
grapes. This motherfucker got dragon fruit and shit, man.
star fruit.
Cacao.
Kind.
You got milk chocolate. You got cacao and shit, man. 99% cacao.
Kind.
A thing will clear your whole sinus. Real shit, man. The difference of how good these people eat versus what we eat. And I'm talking about regular Joe Blow Edomites. I'm not talking about the elite.
And they got various honeys and
Yeah.
fresh maple syrups and
Bees still around and this shit. This shit's super fresh.
kind.
You got it?
It says, and the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat and of the wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years, that at the end thereof
Hey,
they
this sounds like the diet that our people eat now.
Yeah.
Henny and chicken, man. Chicken and beer. Burgers and drink and Henny. Just, you know, just meat and alcohol, man.
Yeah.
Shit that's drying you out. That's imagine what that's doing. The lack of moisture, because alcohol and salt is taken away from it, drying you out.
Yeah.
Then your body got to produce all that choler, that bile,
Yeah.
to break it down,
Kind.
to get it out of you, to extract the nutrients. Imagine what that's doing to your system. Imagine if all the energy and antibodies is fighting, because this is how your body works. All the energy and antibodies is fighting to break that down. What's left defenseless? Your immune system.
Yeah, the end of is running off of chicken tenders and Henderson, bro.
Bro,
You know?
yeah.
They see, like Jake in the hood, they'd just be like, man, we good with chicken and beer and shit.
Rum.
Chips.
Some you know, some Hennessy and shit. But then when Jake go a little upper, he started bragging about the steak and shrimp,
Yeah.
you know, some filet mignon and shit. And that's
Crab legs.
the crab legs, you know. And then you go a little even above that, oh, escargot and shit.
Yeah.
Snail and shit.
Monkey's brains.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they call the best of them.
That shit is delicate.
Calamari.
Yeah.
He knows that shit.
Calamari,
What is that
sushi,
shit?
raw fish.
What's that other shit they eat? It's like fish eggs and some shit.
Caviar.
Caviar.
I'm saying it right now. Caviar.
Yeah, you ain't supposed to eat
salmon and all that.
You ain't supposed to eat it raw. You're supposed to eat it cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flesh is different. If you look at the flesh of anything, once it's cooked, it's a different texture. It's presented different. Now, one thing that they have right is how fast you eat it, not how it's supposed to be cooked to a certain temperature. And you know this, right? Meat's supposed to be cooked to a certain temperature. You gotta eat it fast.
Yeah.
Like get to it quick. You don't want to let it sit there days and under heating lamp.
Yeah,
and shit.
kind.
You don't want it like that. That's just dead.
Yeah,
all
so
them
it's supposed to be
germs.
under like 3 days.
3 days, yeah.
Yeah.
That's in the law.
Yeah, that's in the law.
Once it's killed,
Yeah,
once
gotta
it's
toss it
cooked,
out after the
you're supposed to
3rd
pretty
day.
much eat it immediately. And then what you don't eat, and you don't.
But it's different because the process of beef jerky, a lot of times it's cooked through smoke.
Yeah.
You know? Kind. So it's different.
It's preserved.
That's the same thing with when they bottle different vegetables and stuff like that. For like pickles, cans, like also
Brine preserves.
yeah, and citrus cooks things as well, you know?
Yep. And you can literally sprinkle or pour lemon juice on fish and it cooks it. Yeah, chicken to a certain, don't get the deep, thicker part, but yeah, the acid in it cooks it. Yeah, it starts that process. Keep reading what going on.
It says
What are you about 11, 12?
6.
6 of
It says, now among these were of the children of Judah, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names, for he gave unto Daniel the name of Belshazzar, and to Hananiah, Shadrach, and to Mishael, Meshach, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. It says unto Azariah, Abednego, but Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. Now Yahweh had brought Daniel into favor and tender love with the prince of the eunuchs. And the prince of the eunuchs said unto Daniel, I fear my lord the king, who hath appointed your meat and your drink. For why should ye see your faces worse liking than the children which are of your sort? Then shall ye make me endanger my head to the king. Then said Daniel to Melzar, whom the prince of the eunuchs had set over Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give us pulse to eat and water to drink.
Let's do an experiment, because now you're asking us to give you wisdom that we can understand these things, but you're giving us where our countenance is going to be all fucked up. So let us prove this if it's more beneficial. At least, well, if they don't want to eat that, let me start off eating it, and then let's see how your people look after these many days, after 10 days, and see how we look after 10 days of eating more leaf posts. Somebody can look that up. But first thing I thought when I heard pulse was I thought about blood. The blood can move more freely through there,
Hey, well that means what? Because what they put Jacob on those blood thinners.
Yep.
Because what? When blood is supposed to be able to coagulate easily.
Yep.
That's why when you get a cut or something like that, or for example, if you it won't bleed out. Or if you ever had if you ever had to have your blood drawn, it doesn't just squirt out.
Yep.
But when Jake is on that blood thinners, it'll just keep going. It'll just keep spurting out. I have the word pulse. There's a Daniel 1 and 12. Daniel 1 and 12. The word pulse is H2235, Zeroa or Zyroa or Zariah. It says vegetables.
Vegetables. Keep another somewhere I read it, I think it's there. It said leafy greens. I think.
It says vegetables, herbs,
Yeah, herbs.
opposed to flesh and more delicate food.
See? Opposed. It's the opposite of what you eat. Okay, if instead of, and that's particularly what the experiment was about. Not eating meat. This ain't saying that you go be a vegan or vegetarian. That's not what it said. But for better health, you may have to turn that way.
Hey, Con.
Don't do it with the GMO shit. Try to do it naturally.
Because the thing too, for brothers that you're supposed to be pooping every day. And
You eat every day?
Yeah, Con, you're supposed to be using the bathroom like every day, man. And multiple times, like you should be pooping like twice a day, you know. So if you haven't, hey, go try, to eat vegetables, herbs and fruits for a week, and you're gonna see how much more energy you have.
Yep.
You're gonna see that your
How much
sleep
more
schedule
you
is
go.
better. Con,
Make you a green smoothie.
Oh yeah.
Make
Cut
you a
to the chase.
smoothie.
Yep.
Throw some kale up in there, some spinach up in there, some spirulina up in there,
Cilantro.
cilantro.
You can throw you an apple to sweeten it.
Then you
Mango.
want some sweetener,
Yeah.
throw some natural sweetener, banana, apple,
Yep.
Honey.
some fruits, apricot.
honey.
Agave.
Yeah.
Throw oats
Sure.
in there to help, to make you feel a little more full. There's ways to do this. And and for some people, if you just want to make the change to get your body going on a better level, start with that. If you I don't mean you got to eat like that forever.
Yeah, Con.
But eat till you in a better position health-wise. Once your health is there, then you can start back incorporating
Detox your
certain.
body.
Yeah, you detoxed it right now. Now you can start back adding in a little bit of meat and trying to keep that pulse diet going.
Con, you're gonna.
It's like, and if you eat meat, you're not wrong if you eat meat.
Right.
If you just like vegetables and you really don't mess with meat, there's nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah.
Con.
But as long as you have a balance though.
Yeah.
Like you might not even eat meat, but there's certain high holy days where you have to eat. You have to eat like the Passover. You have to eat at the Passover, so that's when you're required to eat the meat. And if somebody can pull Romans the 14th chapter, brothers just putting in perspective of dealing with your health.
Right. Because of what we've been accustomed to eating
Right.
versus how we have to make the changes.
Right.
You right.
But it doesn't make you more moral than the next brother.
Con.
Right.
Because you happen to eat more vegetables than the next brother.
Con.
You know.
Con, because we were all raised, under the curses, and ignorantly, sinning. For every brother, came up in a different generation. Like, hey, I came up with Capri Suns and hot dogs and chips and little hug juices and shit like that. Hey, so we understand that all that shit is bad for us, man. Hot Cheetos, Twinkies, honey buns, Hey, the Northern Kingdom brothers probably ate more corn-based snacks and things like that, chamoy and things. But hey, a lot of that is acidic and bad for our bodies, man.
Hey, like I read in Sirach, the 37th chapter, it said it basically said to try certain things out for yourself to see whether it's evil for you.
Yeah.
And if it's evil for you, don't give your soul to it. You experiment, how your body works. You know how your own body works. So you eat a certain thing and you see how your body reacts to it. You're like, nah, I know how that shit make me feel. I'm not eating that shit, so that shit's it's no good for me.
Yeah.
I know everybody here used to eat them fucking ramen noodles. And you put the whole pack, the seasoned pack in that shit, you make it extra salty.
Yep.
You eat that shit, that's nothing but sodium.
We're hot sauce,
That
bro.
shit dry.
And with hot sauce on it. I used to drench that shit in hot sauce. You ate that shit, man, and you thinking that it's satisfying you, but really it's not real food. You're not getting no nutrients out of it.
Your body
But
don't.
notice
Yeah.
your blood pressure start going super high.
Your
You
body
can damn
don't.
near feel your pulse and
You got
shit.
headaches and sitting there and put hot dogs in it.
Yeah, you
God,
just chopping
God,
hot
God.
dogs and shit in there, man.
Your body don't digest them noodles either.
Yeah, it doesn't even break down, man.
Con, bro.
We're lost.
But you could feel the difference, man. I stopped eating that shit a long ass
And then
time.
what Jake drinking with? Kool-Aid,
Soda pop, and
Sprite
shit.
and shit.
That's terrible, man.
God.
You don't be eating no bullshit like that, man.
Nah, that's
We're royalty. You know, we're a royal seed, so you gotta eat like a royal person, man.
Right.
And the first thing, because people actually ask me this in my family have asked me, well, it's expensive to eat healthy, absolutely, but that's why you practice moderation. You don't have to eat as much. You don't have to eat a whole supersized super meal, you know, double cheeseburger with you know, extra fries and shakes, and you don't have to eat the big meal to get all the nutrients you need from good food.
Hey, the thing is too, bro, Jake make a lot of excuses, man.
Oh,
Because you know, a lot of Jake, they have like EBT and stuff like that.
Yep.
Hey, well, you can shop at Whole Foods, Trader Joe's with an EBT card, man.
You take it.
But
I got 8 kids,
Jake
so
rather spend
being greedy.
Jake rather spend their whole monthly
Allotment.
income on it at fucking 7-Eleven, man.
Yep.
You know, getting kids taquitos and
Jackies.
donuts and shit. Yeah, kind.
I heard
Exactly.
you can use EBT to like my hair and shit. That's what I heard.
Damn.
Yep.
You can go to meat vendors. Like out here, you got a couple of meat places. If you got EBT, you can go buy racks of lamb, man. You can go buy racks of lamb. But what Jake rather do? Buy fucking bologna.
Yep.
You know?
Bacon.
Yeah, bacon and shit, man.
And know it's a killer in the Jake household. Farmer John breakfast sausage.
Oh yeah,
That shit's fucking 72 cents. A pack of 6.
God.
You know, Jake love them things, man.
Well, even the cereal, they put paint thinner in your cereal, man.
And you wonder why you can't figure this shit out. Because when your brother finishes off the experiment that Daniel took, you'll see the differences. And this is the same thing that we've been able to see by changing up our diet, changing up the way it helps change the way we think. That's one law, just one law. Okay, the amount we eat, one law. Cutting off the things that we know are bad, smoking, we drink still, but excessive drinking, we cut that back. Drinking a lot more water and better quality water. These things, and that's funny, what you told you, because you're referring to that Romans 14. Where's the place where Paul told him to start with certain things
Like
to convert over.
Yeah.
The Gentile, the Israelite
Stay away
it says
from
stay away
the-
from meats, abstain the
That's
idols.
in Acts 15.
Bring that up, and then we'll read that Romans 14, and then hold on to that end of Daniel. We're gonna grab it. Oh, sure.
Is it Acts what again?
Y'all cheaters with the phones, man. 15, he said. We still on Romans 14, right?
15 and like I think 39 maybe.
Yeah.
Around there.
Bring that out real quick, then we'll go to Romans, then we'll go back to Daniel. Because all of these things make sense when you understand, like our pineal gland gets calcified from all the shit that we put in our body, all these chemicals, which is what we need to be malleable. Is that the word? Like spongy,
Yeah, kind of.
if you will,
Yeah, that's my
for lack of a better word. You know, to have that receptive vibration get into it from the Most High. So as long as the shit's calcified, you can do this all day. You ain't gonna get it. But when you start cleaning yourself up, these are the ways to clean yourself up, coming over to righteousness. Okay, you change your diet, you change the way you think. You stop doing certain things. You start doing other things that are righteous, a profit, right? Go ahead with that Acts.
It was Acts 15 and 29. It says that ye abstain from meat.
Start at 28.
It's Acts 15 and 28. For it seemed good to the Holy Spirit and to us to lay upon you no greater burden than these necessary things.
Yeah, he can give you some basics to start with. I ain't gonna overwhelm you. We'll give you everything that you're gonna eventually have to work up to. But we're gonna start you off, get you a nice starting place to start from.
That ye abstain from meats offered to idols.
And like you said earlier, this was built up over time to develop this
these habits.
These habits. You know, eating the way we eat, believing the way we believe.
Yeah, envying the oppressor, man.
Yep.
Choosing his ways.
Yep. Been on
Living
a
after
plantation
his
a
manner
long
of
time.
living. You know, hey, just following the serpent.
It is. Yep. All the way back. Yep.
Following the serpent, man.
Okay. It says, abstain from meats offered to idols, and from blood, and from things strangled, and from fornication, from which, if you keep yourselves, ye shall do well.
Yeah, if you start there, you should begin to clean yourself up. Your countenance will be clear. Your mind, you'll think. But hey, a lot of Jake can't figure things out because they eat things that pollute their minds. Because they're always dealing with an ailment or a headache. They can't think to figure out where the wisdom is at. You think that's not something. If you're always fighting to digest, my stomach is fucked up, man. I'm constipated. Whatever the fuck is going on, how you supposed to figure out what you should be making for dinner tomorrow? You're just too hungry and too worn out. So you gotta make these subtle changes that over time will become the foundation, if you will, of building other things that you're doing, changing in your life. But you gotta have a starting point, and all of this should be a faith builder, right? You got it, bro.
It says, so when they fare ye well, so when they were dismissed, they came to Antioch, and when they had gathered the
I
multitude.
think that was it.
Yeah, that's it.
That was the point. You'll do well if you start at a certain point. Now hit that Romans 14 that we was talking about.
Romans 14 and
So
1.
you may have to cut meat off for a couple months, you know, just to get your digestive situation together. You may have to, of course, cutting off the vulnerable meats. That's
Kind.
day one.
Can I land back off what you're saying with the meats? And you may have to cut off the meats for a time period, and in order to lose some of the extra weight that you have that your body is carrying around, that's weakening you, man.
Yep.
You know, because hey, your organs, it can come to a point. For example, if you're not having a lot of sleep, you can get something called enlarged heart, which basically it makes your heart expand, and your body's not able to basically your heart is too big for your body, which means there's too much blood pumping at once, which can cause damage. So you may have to tone something down, you may have to cut something off in order for your body to snap back to its proficient form, man.
Where's that in Sirach? Where it's talking about you can't sleep because you ate too much, because you overeat.
I forget what that's.
You know what I'm talking about, though.
It is.
It's like toward the end, I think. Maybe. Shit.
I don't have the memory of it in this word,
Yeah.
but I know it when I see the numbers.
I know there's a scripture that talks about
I got it.
eating too late.
That's all in there.
And you have trouble waking up in the morning.
That's all of that. Yeah, that's all.
There's Sirach 31 and 20.
31.
Sound sleep cometh of moderate eating.
Moderate.
Yeah.
You just need enough to refuel you. That you're burning off all the excess. You're now, because when your body knows that it's getting food, it'll just, especially nourishment, it'll burn it off. But when it knows it's not getting nourishment, it has to slow down and break down all that food. You have to keep eating. Like we use what's that shit with the crackers? Fucking the kids eat the fucking hors d'oeuvre shit. The little
Cheese and crackers?
Cheese and crackers with the little
Lunchables.
Lunchables. So to get your nutrition out of a Lunchable, you gotta eat like 3 of them motherfuckers, right? But what else is in there that you're eating that your body's holding on to? It shouldn't have to get that much nutrients from that much food. You can get that from different food. Get all that nutrients from different foods. Okay? And less of it is the point. So when you're getting enough nutrients from less foods, you don't have to eat as much. You don't have that, oh, I'm so full, trying to get your body to the full nutrient level that it needs to survive. That daily value 2,000 calories, that's some bullshit. That's at the line of starvation. That's why nobody eats at that. You know? If you eat less than that, you'll be in starvation mode. And your body stores up food in starvation mode. Stores up fats to convert into calories,
Right.
to convert into energy, to sugars, and to energy.
Hey, well, that's why when you watch, animals, hey, that's why bears go into something called hibernation.
Here it is.
Because what they eat enough for for when the winter comes around, they go sleep, they go into hibernation, and their body
Yeah,
eats
lots
off
of
the
weight.
residue of that fat, because fat is energy,
Yep.
But you also have something called bad fats, man.
Yep.
Same thing like your omega-3s, your fatty acids, your fishes, your avocados. Those are your healthy fats.
Nuts. Yep.
Yeah, your
Certain
nuts, your pistachios, your cashews,
Walnuts.
yeah, walnuts. But then you have your bad fats, which tend to be your dairies, your
Saturated
cheeses,
fats,
your saturated fats, which are your oils, butters.
Yep.
All of those different things, man. So it's a balance in all of it. There's back in Sirach 31:20. Sound sleep cometh of moderate eating. He riseth early, and his wits are with him.
Now, I want you guys to understand something. I'm talking about camera, everybody here. This is just to wake the people that's coming into this thing up. This is just if you kind of believe in, but you can't take the step to cross the threshold for it. But you want to, but it's something holding you back. Look into your diet is a good place to start. And then looking into your habits of how you're spending your time.
Kind.
See, and let me say this too. See, when we're speaking to you, this is how you know it's the truth, because Esau, he would flag this.
Oh yeah.
This is going against the
All-
FDA
yeah.
and their guidelines, because they need you to stay as unhealthy as possible so that they can
Keep doing that system.
so they can capitalize off of your health.
Yep.
This is how they can continue to peddle their drugs to you, man. That's why it's important to know these things, man.
Kind.
What we're speaking right now is pretty much fucking up they business.
Yeah.
It's cool to cuss the devil out. That's cool. That's in the scriptures. But this is the part that the bitterness comes from. When you have to really make these changes and sacrifices. This is the part that's really gonna help you cuss the devil out better.
Kind.
Gonna prepare your body to be able to come out here and do this for these many hours in these temperatures and in these conditions.
This is a part of wisdom that's not always broken down, especially not in your church. Hey, because in your church, what they telling you? Hey, come after the service and come grab a bowl of gumbo. Come grab some of these ribs, some catfish and fries.
Yeah.
But hey, the scriptures tell you, hey, wisdom is the mother of all these things, man. And health and good estate of body is the elder red. Hey, it's part of that, man.
Yeah.
It's above it, man. Because in the kingdom, hey, we're not gonna be eating the excess of meat in the kingdom. Jake ain't just about to be eating fried chicken every day, man.
Bro, these motherfuckers in the church have the nerve to come to the church with their ailments and want the whole congregation and the pastor to send up a prayer for them
Kind.
so they can be healed. But the pastor is telling them you ain't got to keep the law so you can eat all the bullshit that's contributing to your health problems.
Kind. And then they
So how you think you gonna eat that bullshit and then pray it away?
kind.
Yeah.
Kind, bro.
That's why I say faith without works is dead.
Yep.
I have a faith that the congregation is going to heal me, but I got to do the work. I got to cut certain shit up. I got to do the experiment like Daniel was talking about.
Yep.
You got it.
Hey, that nigga, y'all remember G-Man?
Yeah.
That buck,
Yeah.
That motherfucker, he was going back and forth with some Israelite group in New York, I think Times Square or somewhere. And they was talking about whether we're supposed to keep the law or not.
Okay.
This motherfucker said that you could eat a mouse sandwich. Like basically you could eat a mouse,
Kind.
All right.
a rat, because the law is done away with.
Yep.
That's completely contrary to the scriptures, man. You know?
He said you could eat electric eel.
Oh yeah.
He said you could eat electric eel, man.
Vocab and them too. They all said that.
Not one jot or one. But see, they ain't going to actually eat that shit. That's the
Some
difference.
of them will.
Yeah, them
Some of
niggas
them-
eat that.
They did that shit. Vocab and them after they had that encounter with the apostles.
Yeah. Everyone said
They
that
went to
thing.
some little gook spot, and the motherfuckers was eating jellyfish.
Oh yeah.
They was eating
I
jellyfish
remember they went to
with
eat. I don't know what
chopsticks.
they ate it there.
Yeah, they was eating that shit, man.
That's gross.
You know?
I got a real quick piece of what you said. Isaiah 66 and 17.
Yep.
They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree, in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord.
See? See what I mean? Hey, to the law and to the testimony, to the prophets, if they speak not according to this word, it's because there's no light in them. Don't listen to these people, man. If they're not coming out of the law and the prophets, they null and void, man. They have no credibility. They're gonna lead you right to your destruction.
Hey, for brothers, speaking for myself first, hey, we gotta, start taking more vitamins as well, man. Your vitamin C's, your potassiums, your calciums, hey, vitamin D. Because vitamin D is a big vitamin that's not in a lot of foods, man. You usually find it in, in your fishes, but or the sun, has your natural vitamin D. But another thing that's good for you is fish oil. Like cod oil and stuff like that, because it's a lot of vitamin D in that specific vitamin. Yeah, kind. Yeah, supplements.
That's what the reason for supplements is about. Because the foods don't have the nutrients in it, so you got to supplement to get it from somewhere.
These things are important because right now, it's a they starting to push the fear porn of the new variant and people winding up back in the house. A lot of people hospitalized. So you don't want to wind up in the hospital in this time right now. You want to do everything in your power to avoid ending up in the hospital.
God.
So that means that you need to take heed to your diet right now. Brothers giving advice, tips. Get on the herbs, take your multiple vitamins, teas, drink your tea, your herbal teas, man.
Your garlic, your onion, your ginger, what else? Horseradish, thyme, turnips, turmeric, cayenne pepper.
Turmeric is a fruit. And really with turmeric, the nice thing about turmeric is it's a great flavor, man. It's like a strong enough flavor that you can flavor other things with to mask some of the other bitter stuff that you may be having. That's what these curries are really about. You grind them down, you make soups out of them, and like you throw a little cayenne in there. That's all working with your blood, man, moving it around and cutting out that inflammation and other things. The ginger. That's why you start looking at the ancient cultured cuisine, and they have those things in there.
Because blood coagulation is the reason as to why so many people are sickly as well, man. Plaque buildup within the veins and arteries. It cause your heart problems, cause your liver problems and things like that. Kidney failures. Pancreas problems. Not producing enough insulin. Low insulin diets and things like that. Every organ. Much like the body, man. Every organ is beneficial into your body, man. So you have to treat it specially.
Something like that. You eat a lot of meat too. Like brother speaking about the meat, that causes your stomach to work extra hard. And, it takes away from the function of your other organs.
Exactly.
Because the organs fail.
Because it all needs energy. It all needs nutrients to power it to move. So if you only have say 100% and 30 is going to the kidneys, 40 is going to the lungs, 15% going to the brain or whatever, right? But then your stomach gotta really, after you eat, gotta pull energy from all these places so it can put 70% to breaking all this meat down, or 50% or whatever. That's too much.
You only got 15 left.
Gonna take away from other areas.
It gotta take away. So what happens? That's where the itis comes in. Your body has to shut down because it can't continue to function with all the energy being put toward those places. So really, after you eat, you should be energized and want to go be active to burn. I got too much energy. I'm never gonna go to sleep.
It's back in day 1 and 13.
Still have 14, right?
It says, then let our countenance be looked at. Matter of fact, I'm going to go back to 12.
Yep.
Prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give us pulse to eat and water to drink.
Yep.
Then let our countenances...
Instead of meat and wine.
Yeah.
Got it.
Then let our countenance be looked upon before thee, and the countenance of the children that eat of the portion of the king's meat, And as thou seest, deal with thy servants. So he consented to them in this matter, and proved them 10 days. And at the end of the 10 days, their countenances appeared fairer and fatter in flesh than all the children which did eat the portions of the king's meat.
Hey, their body was healthy. They were healthier in 10 days. Just 10 days. They were healthier than the ones that ate the king's meat and drank his wine. Just with water and vegetables.
It can't. It will much similar as well. And you we cannot forget about prayer, man, and fasting. Because in prayer and fasting, and your countenance gets better as well, man. As well as your spirits become stronger, man.
Yep.
Hey, because your body needs a break from whether it's meat or vegetables that you're eating. Your body still needs breaks, man.
Yep.
You know, it running 100%. Hey, you could be weaker, you could lose sleep and all these different things because of it, man. When you fast, hey, we know from experience when you fast, man, hey, you're easy. It's easier to think about precepts or to lock into the spirit, because it's like you had a break from tending to the physical in order to benefit the spiritual.
Hey, just going on a water fast,
Yep.
a fruit and vegetable fast,
Parasite fast.
yeah, just different things, or just a complete dry with nothing. That, you know, these things are beneficial to you. You know, just to let me just stop using my digestive energy, my energy in my body on digestion. Let me stop. My body can do this. But let me just stop doing that. Let me stop. You know, keep away from drinking alcohol for a month or a few days. Not, you know, for a little length of time. So that's not being worked. My kidneys are get a chance to. Let me just drink water.
Yeah.
You know, I can drink juice, but let me just drink water, just for this. You know.
Hey, fasting can help boost your brain function.
Yep.
Yep.
You know, it can help boost, you know, your memory.
Yep.
You know, it has a lot of benefits to it, actually. You know, because it gives your body a rest, and when your body's resting, that's when it actually helps to fight off certain things.
Yep.
You know, and you're not overbearing your organs.
It produces antibodies as well. And antibodies basically fight off foreign invaders, or what you would call your diseases, man.
Yep.
You know,
Right.
and it strengthens.
Medical misinformation.
But not if you got the juice.
Yeah.
You got the juice. It ain't gonna. Your body's not gonna fight for you no more.
No, because that's what it does. It stops.
Antibodies.
Since we're
Yeah.
going all the way with this strike, we might as well keep going and edify. But
You
yeah.
can always put it on private if it's
Just put it on private after.
put the shit on private afterwards. you
Yeah.
know.
But yeah, like we said, the key points of what we're saying is this. That's what that the juice does. It stops your receptors from fighting off the antibodies. Now, whatever diseases you do catch, like they said, it seemed like everybody all of a sudden just got sick. Yeah, because all the stuff that they hadn't released it yet, they made you take your defenses down. Then they hit you with something. And you know, in the chemtrails and all of that, in the foods and in the waters and whatever else. You know, it finally caught up to you in the demonic prayer. So we got to do the adverse, you know. So we got to build it up. Hey, we also talk about and practice things like colloidal silver, things that build up your immune system naturally.
Colloidal gold.
Colloidal gold.
Hey, and like you were saying, a lot of this stuff, you know, eating healthier, it is pricier, but at the same time, certain balms and things like that, tinctures, hey, they go on sale. You know, because colloidal gold, you of course at every different spot, you know, the price will be different. Hey, but I bought colloidal gold for like $20. You know, colloidal silver was I think was 25 or something like that. But all of these tinctures, you know, they can be affordable if you cut out, you know, certain things.
Hey, I would say this in my household all the time. Hey, okay, we cutting out some meat, or you know, we're gonna cut down on our meat and then take more vegetables and fruits. That's the same money.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta cut. The Most High always wants a sacrifice. You have to give something up to get something.
And living in these times, when people rush into the store to get toilet paper, you'll be able to get this type of stuff because when the shit happened last year, then we say coconut water all in the store.
Kind, bro.
Nobody want coconut water.
Nobody want it.
Y'all niggas going to get Nestle bottled water and shit.
Kind.
That's sick shit.
Kind, bro.
Yep, that's exactly right. So But we're saying all of these things. Matter of fact, let's hit. There was more on that.
Yep.
Let's hit that.
Speaking on the colloidal silver,
Yep.
you know, you could take it, you know, liquefied, you know, when it drops. You can put it on your skin because they got colloidal silver like lotion or whatever. If you have pneumonia problems, you know, lung problems, mucus in your lungs, you know, just take a nebulizer, put some colloidal silver in water and breathe it in. You know,
Get it into your lungs.
and that destroys the mucus out of there.
Kind. Another herb we talked about this morning, usnea.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
usnea is automatic, man. It's literally automatic. You just take a dropper full of usnea, and you're gonna cough it up immediately. You're gonna feel it like go down in your chest, and then it's just going. You're gonna be able, and you just spit that shit out, man.
Yep.
It works immediately.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, kind. I got it. Kind.
Yeah, if I can,
Immediately.
if I can provide this one example that Moses did when they came across that bitter water.
Kind.
Yeah.
The moringa.
This is Exodus 15 and 22. It says, "So Moses brought Israel from the Red Sea, and they went out into the wilderness of Zur. And they went 3 days in the wilderness and found no water. And when they came to Marah, which means bitter,
Kind.
they could not drink of the waters of Marah, for they were bitter. Therefore the name of it was called Marah. And the people murmured against Moses, saying, What shall we drink? And he cried unto the Lord. The Lord showed him a tree, which when he had cast into the waters were made sweet. There he made for them a statute and an ordinance, and there he proved them." And there's another one where after they made that golden calf, and I think he had Aaron break it up and took that gold and put it in the water and made them drink it. Because gold can heal you too.
Yeah, it's a purifier.
It's a purifier, you know.
Yeah. That's why when Esau came over here, Gad was using the silver and the gold and the creeks and the brooks to purify the water. But what did Esau do? They just
Took it all out.
hoarded it all.
Hey, same thing when the Southern Kingdom was over in Africa. They had it. They found it over there, and they had. That's why you see what they say. We had gold dust and all that in our beards because we lived with that inside of our water system. So we washed up. When we made lotions and different balms and whatnot, it was in there because it wasn't a special thing because it was all over earth. It wasn't until this red nigga Esau started hoarding the shit up to himself, man, collecting it. Saying, look, y'all can't heal yourself because you got to come to me, you know. And this is what he's been doing. But that's what we said when he would have the fatness of the earth. Okay, so he used it all up, and he hoarded it and controlled it, going further even now. You have more on there, President?
That was it.
Romans 14.
More on that. Oh no, he's still a little more Daniel. We'll go to that Romans 14.
Yeah, this is back in Daniel 1 and 16. Thus Melzar took away the portion of their meat and the wine that they should drink and gave them posts. As for these 4 children, Yahweh gave them knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom, and Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams.
So that's it on that, right?
Yep.
Jump to Wisdom of Solomon 7. And read that. Start at 17.
It's Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 17. 16.
But just start at 17. 16. 15.
Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 14.
Yeah, I seen that word.
God. For she is a treasure unto men that never faileth,
Talking about wisdom.
which they that use become the friends of Yahweh, being commended for the gifts that come from learning.
So these are gonna grow if you apply this wisdom as we're breaking down certain things, like we just started with dietary kind of, and we're showing you different other ways to clean yourself up before the Lord. These things will begin to profit you with the wisdom that comes from learning. You'll be able to learn more and more and more. Not only because you have a clearer mind, but it'll unlock other things. The spirit flows better through you. That's why these niggas that drink all this goddamn Henny and smoke all these blunts and Black and Miles and all the cigarettes and shit, why you think they always the main ones that got demons on them? You know, they just conduit for demons, for Satan to do his work. Okay? But when you clean yourself up, you like the movie, when you talk about that movie Fallen, they had the scene in the movie where Denzel couldn't get the demon hopping on it because he was good and he was pure. You ever seen that movie, Fallen? Denzel what?
John Goodman.
Yeah, John Goodman was in it too, yep. So the demon could hop on other people that had things, but if you're a good person, he couldn't hop on them. Well, it couldn't hop on Denzel until the very end when he started smoking a cigarette to allow it to hop on him, showing you that all of that connects the same way. You got it, bro.
God, it's 15.
Yeah.
The Most High hath granted me to speak as I would, and to conceive as is meet for the things that are given me.
Somebody was telling me, as a matter of fact, it was Kariah telling me about vitamin K2. I forgot what other vitamins you mix it with to get the fullness of it. But when you it's in like grass-fed butter and stuff like that. When you eat that, it allows all the other nutrients that you're taking in and vitamins to finally to work better in you. And so your mind is clear. Your cognitive functioning works better. So like I stutter and shit sometimes trying to figure out the word. I lose thought on the word. Well, your brain flows smoother. You know, so all the words are right. It's like you're what's that movie, Limitless? Like you took the fucking pill on Limitless. It's just ready for you.
Kind.
When you start operating on this high level with your diet.
Kind. Well, that's the same with the amino acids. Because a lot of the foods that we have or that we're eating don't have the 4 essential amino acids. Hey, but like one that you're speaking on with basically allowing the herbs to actually work and penetrate. One is called L-theanine.
Yep.
You know, and with L-theanine, it allows the herbs that you do take to break the blood-brain barrier. Which means what? That the herbs are actually going to heal your brain, which transfers down to the rest of your body, man. You know? And a lot with the memory and things like that, you could take a herb called bacopa.
Yep.
You know, which is made for it's a herb for mental alertness.
Yep.
You know, it helps your cognitive abilities and things like that, man.
Basically, in a nutshell, what I just kind of reason with myself to understand it helps decalcify your pineal gland.
Yeah.
So now your brain is ready to react with that sponginess, you know.
Correct. This is Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 15.
Yep.
The Most High hath granted me to speak as I would, and to conceive as is meet for the things that are given me, because it is He that leadeth unto wisdom and directeth the wise.
Now, when you go into the 6th chapter, don't do it. But when you go into the 6th chapter, it said wisdom will meet you.
Yep.
And once she begins to trust you, then it will begin to meet you in every thought, and you will have no great travail, because wisdom is always right there at the door. Well, you have to open up and store that wisdom to have access for it. If you're not storing up, if you're storing up nigga shit, what do you think is gonna be in your default mode when you need wisdom? It's gonna be nigga reactions, fleshly reactions and shit.
Nigga moments.
The nigga moments happen, right? But if you putting the right things in your mind, you're reading the right things, you're praying for the right things, you're eating the right things, all of this begins to change how you are and how you act and how you behave, and how you think, how your spirit conducts the spirit, you know, how your spirit conducts the Holy Spirit when the Heavenly Father's flowing it, you know, send it out to you. You got it, bro.
It's continuing 15. It says, and to conceive as is meet for the things that are given me, because it is He that leadeth unto wisdom and directeth the wise. For in His hand are both we and our words.
Yep.
All wisdom also and knowledge of workmanship.
Yep.
For
everything that we do, the Heavenly Father has control over. So we need that open conduit to Him to link us into how to do it right. You got it?
For He hath given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely, to know how the world was made, and the operation of the elements, the beginning, ending, and midst of the times.
And all of these are sciences. This is the real sciences, not the pseudo shit that is gonna get us flat. Okay? This is the real sciences.
The ologies.
The ologies, the knowledge
times, the alterations of the turning of the sun and the change of seasons, the circuits of years and the position of stars.
They really have an ology name to all of these things. Biology, astrology, astronomy, meteorology is the weather. What's the one with the plants? Botany. What's the entomology is the insects.
Ecology.
Ecology.
The study of the earth.
Yeah, the earth, the ecosystem, right? All of these things, like entomology is huge because now with entomology, you learn which are kosher creeping things to eat versus unkosher. You know, so when you go, so you take that and you go right to the dietary laws, and it shows you what you can and can't eat, and then it shows you why.
See, this is why I get pissed when Jake be trying to exalt Esau science.
Yeah.
They be trying to shit on the Bible like the Bible isn't the ultimate science book.
Right.
We're going into all the things that actually helps you live.
Yeah.
You know? And that's why it says in Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter, that, you know, this is our wisdom in the sight of the nations, man. If you hearken unto these commandments, that you will prosper. You will live a long life. You know, but Jake tried to, you know, go outside of that and try to exalt Esau's science.
Yeah.
And everything that according to his science, lead right back to
all his good
deterioration.
Stuff, all his good stuff lead to this. All his pseudo shit lead to bad problems, man.
Yeah.
Lead to him giving you a pill.
Yeah.
Every time.
Well, Esau's science, it has to come from the natural. It has to come from the Most High. You know, it's synthetic science. It has to come authentic. You know, it has to come from the earth.
To tell a lie, you gotta know the truth. So you be able to use a certain herb, a healing herb, you gotta extract that herb, and then what does he do to make it into a lie? You gotta add other shit on top of it. This is the same shit.
But he's a mad scientist, so he's there to pretty much test all type of things. And whatever it is you see that he produces, stay away from that shit.
Right. And he's offering for you.
Yeah. Stay
That's
away
why
from
I'm mad
that
at our people for taking this shit, man. They just trust this nigga to just take it. I'm just gonna take it. He say take it, I'm gonna take it. I'm scared, I'm gonna take it. These motherfuckers gave all the incentives, the worst incentive too. A chance to win $1 million. Fuck a chance, give me $1 million.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you got it, give me $20. You know, give me something tangible. I'll give you some French fries.
Yeah.
I'll give you a discount on some cheeseburgers. I'll give you
a donut.
A donut.
Bill Diablos, de Blasio, he was like, we'll throw y'all $100.
$100.
We'll send the people to go and get you hooked up, and we'll give you $100.
What's fucked up is they probably taxed it.
Yeah.
You came out 89.11 and shit, you know. That's all you got left. Where my $100 go? They ain't $100 no more. Look at the tax your shit, man. So the point we're making is all of these things add up into the right way that you'll begin to make those changes to get closer to the Heavenly Father. We talk about making changes and repenting. Well, this is physically how you can start. I'm not talking to y'all, of course. I'm talking to them that's still sitting at home thinking about it. Go ahead, bro.
This is back Wisdom of Solomon 7:20. It's like 7:19. The circuit of years and the position of the stars, the natures of living creatures and the furies of wild beasts.
Now you know animals. Hey, that ain't important to know animals? Yeah, that's a ravenous ass dog, coyote, wolf or some shit. How do I get him not to fuck with me? You know, you start to learn those things. You start to learn that I'm wandering in a wilderness in the forest somewhere. I'm starving. I'm lost. Let me use this plant to stop my bleeding. Let me use this berry to seal it on there because it's sticky like that. But then let me eat this. You know, and that'll sustain you. Like I saw a guy on YouTube talking about American prepping, right? He he was like, yeah, y'all think, oh, I'm gonna just go in the wilderness and eat leaves and branches. Have you ever ate leaves and branches for 2 weeks and what it does to your digestive system? It's just damn near worse than meat. Go out there and eat maple leaves for 2 weeks and watch what happens to your body. You know? And that's what a lot of these people are falling back on as their backup plan. Well, we know that we don't have that. We can't store up enough money for a real bunker. So, because we're Jake, right? So what are we doing? We're investing everything into Yahweh Shai. This is how you actually are able to, and this is our sacrifice by making our bodies a living sacrifice. But we have to do it first. We have to clean up our diets. We have to clean up our how we expend our time. We have to clean up what we're into.
Like there's certain plants out there that you could use, like you could smash them up. Like say if like you were hungry in the wilderness, there's certain plants that you could smash up until you see them, kind of like until you see them stripped down basically.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and you could throw them in the water and they deoxygenate the water, so the fish they basically come up for you. You know, so like you could just go and grab the fish. Because they it's like they float on their bellies basically. You know,
it just come to you now.
Yeah, kind.
That's all in the sciences in the Bible. Like wisdom will lead you to all these things.
Kind. This is Wisdom of Solomon 7:20. It says the natures of living creatures and the furies of wild beasts, the violence of winds and the reasonings of men, the diversity of plants and the virtues of roots, and all such things as are either secret or manifest, them I know.
Yeah, through this word. Well, what was that a president that said
Roosevelt.
Was it Roosevelt? A thorough knowledge of the Bible.
Understanding of the Bible.
Understanding of the Bible. Say it again.
It's like a thorough.
A thorough understanding of the Bible is better than a college education.
Yeah, thorough knowledge.
Yeah. You know? And that's without faith. That's without the miracles. Just the basic understanding. Like the scriptures really break down when you see the little tender herb, sprouting, then you know. It teaches you all types of stuff. That's meteorology. Okay, summer is not. Or certain plants.
Hey.
And Yahushua used a lot of those analogies of that understanding.
Esau uses the groundhog.
Yep.
You know, it's like, oh well, if the groundhog don't come up in this certain time, then you got two more
He said,
weeks.
see his shadow or some stupid
Yeah,
shit.
kind.
That's sort of stupid. But if he pop out, that means it's warm enough.
Yeah.
That he can come out.
Because the earth is warm enough for him to start moving.
Yep. If he don't come out, it's gonna be another couple months of cold. It's gonna be a little while longer of cold.
Yeah.
Oh, from there, let's go to that Romans 14.
See, a lot of this stuff, we're getting to learn this now because we're getting ready to be judges of the earth.
Yep.
We're getting ready to be kings and rule over this place, man. So why not get groomed into becoming a king right now?
That's right.
You gotta know these things, man. You study into it, you get into it, and that's when we're really gonna shine amongst these nations. Right. We're gonna be that light that the Gentiles are gonna seek to. Because we're building the government.
Right.
That government that's upon our Lord's shoulders, as it says in Isaiah the 9th chapter. He's gonna exalt us, and we're gonna be lifted up. It's going to be exalted, that government is going to be exalted upon a high mountain. That's when all the nations are going to come to Zion, because the law is going to go forth out of Zion. So these nations are going to get taught true wisdom, how to really live. Because you've been living like a damn heathen, like a beast, and it just caused nothing but just total self-destruction. And our people, they didn't have any benefit in living after the way they either. Because they died the quickest, you know? So we're coming into a kingdom where we're going to be kings and priests. And we're going to have everlasting life. So we're gonna have to know this wisdom to teach the rest of the people, man.
Let me go back to what you're saying, expound on what you're saying also. When you was talking about being exalted, that's happening on this side with the rest of our people that don't have this understanding. As they shall be ruled in the day of thy power, you see a glimpse of that when people, hey man, what do I take when I got this helmet? They come and ask you questions, ask you for your wisdom. That's the power they're looking for. Now it's going to be manifested to a physical, spiritual power, but now we have that brain power with the understanding of this word. People are already, how do you think they're going to come to us and see that we're more valuable than the golden wedge of Ophir? It said a man should be more precious than the golden wedge of Ophir, right? How is that? Because of the understanding that we have now, the wisdom we have now. We're going to be able to heal people. It ain't just, I'm going to touch you and then you heal. Some of us eat this. Let me pray that, you know. You got it, bro.
23, to the general assembly and church of the firstborn, which are written in heaven, and to Yahweh, the judge of all, and to the spirits of just men made perfect. We brought out perfect in 1 Kings 8, was it 8? Yep. 8:61. Follow the law, statutes, and commandments. That's how you be perfect.
And this is the early stages of us rehearsing that perfection. We're gathering up this wisdom.
God, and when you go back into Genesis 25, going into the birth of Esau and Jacob, hey, and it says plain, that word goes into perfect or morally sound. Hey, which goes back to Deuteronomy 4, where it says, this is a wise and understanding people, because this earth is ours. It would be off for us to not understand how it works and how the creatures of it work within it, man.
Yeah.
Because like you said, we have to teach the nations how to rule, or it's like we have to teach these nations how to live, in righteousness. Yeah. So everything that the wisdom of the scriptures entail, hey, we got to go into depth in these things, man.
We want to teach them how real money works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Monetary system, a true righteous monetary system, economy, diet, how to be civil amongst each other, because we're going to implement the laws. It says in Isaiah 11th chapter that the whole earth will be filled with the knowledge of the Lord.
That's right.
Yep.
Hey, and you can thank Yahweh for that, for bringing us back to the Father, so with His blood, initiating that second covenant to where we don't have to learn it ourselves no more. We're gonna know it. But now we get to go teach the whole world to live that way. And we're gonna rule over you by them same laws and them same judgments. Talk about the heathen. Okay,
let me read the next verse. And to Yahweh, the mediator of the new covenant, and to blood.
That new covenant, let me say it this way, that new covenant is basically it being written in us and being able to come back to the Father and get in, not according to the whole nation, but according to the small sanctuary of the elect. Getting our whole nation being saved, and then the reconciliation of the world coming through that. Okay? You got it?
The world, the nations ain't going to be reconciled to.
No, I mean, it's going to repair it.
Yeah. Basically, the earth.
Not back to the Father.
The earth is going to be refreshed.
Right.
It's going to be refreshed through this wisdom, this law being implemented.
That's right.
The earth being put in place. Because like it says in Isaiah 24, the earth is defiled of the inhabitants thereof because they changed the ordinances.
Right.
They deviated from the law to both sides. So that's why things are dying off. Everything is not at its fullest capacity. It's under a curse right now. But when we go back to the law and we rule with the law, watch how everything just springs up. It's gonna be paradise again.
And to Yahweh, the mediator of the new covenant, and to the blood of sprinkling that speaketh better things than that of Abel.
Hey, once the actual law becomes the law of the earth, that's when everything is going to be in its rightful place. And even the animals, the trees, the land, the people, just the estate of everything is going to be increased. It's going to become way better, man. right now the earth is showing you that it's in mourning. The people is in mourning because the wicked is in power. But when the righteous, when we get in authority, everything is going to rejoice. You know, it even says that in Isaiah 14 chapter.
Yep.
Somebody find that real quick. Isaiah 14.
It's like 4.
Basically after the king of Babylon, which is the elite, once they're out of power, that's when the new heaven and the new earth can be established. You know, that's when everything is going to be restored. Man. Isaiah 14.
I think it's like 3 or 4.
Yeah, Isaiah 14 and 7. Start at like 5.
It's Isaiah 14:5. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers.
Saying he brought them out of power.
Out your wicked power.
Wicked power, yeah.
Broke your evil rule, go ahead.
He who smote the people in wrath with a continuous struggle. He that ruleth the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindered.
Yep.
The whole earth is at rest and is quiet.
Hey, now the earth is at rest now. You know? That's when we're going to have real rest. Right now, we have no rest here. Because this place is greatly polluted. You know? You can't rest with ailments. You're not going to sleep when you got type 1, type 2 diabetes. You know?
You got cancer.
You got cancer. You're not getting no good rest with that. You know, you got bad kidneys. You're not sleeping well with that, man. Just the state of, and the condition of society, man. In the kingdom, that's when we gonna be chilling, man, because we ain't gonna have a war. All right. Was there a little more on it?
Yeah.
Hold on right quick. I had to pull it up the word quiet.
It's quiet.
We got more definitions because when you put it there, it's not just about quiet. It's going into peace.
Yes, it's to be undisturbed.
Right. Yeah, and what did the Heavenly Father give us? He gave us these statutes, laws, and commandments to run the world smoothly. You think of it like the cogs of a watch or a clock. Everything needs to be in its order, lining up and doing everything, and the clock is quiet. The engine running quiet. It's purring, it's running quiet. But when shit's fucked up in there, you hear all types of that's what we're hearing in the earth now, under the habitants thereof. That was the point.
Hey, another term for it is what? Tranquility.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah.
You know? Hey, it tells you that going back to Genesis 49, that the lawgiver should not depart from Judah until Shiloh comes. Who is Shiloh? That's another word for Yahweh.
Yep.
Shiloh literally means tranquility, peace. Because he's known as, in Isaiah as the Prince of Peace. So when the Lord returns and implement the law is going to go forth out of Zion. Hey, we're going to have peace. You know? Because the world's going to go back to paradise. You know? We ain't got to worry about putting up fake ass trees like Esau does now. You know, we ain't got to make laboratory freaking foods.
Yeah,
everything is gonna naturally, replenish.
They'll be like when he fed the people off a few loaves and a few fish, 5 loaves and a few fish, and everybody had enough that they had extra, right?
Yeah.
That's how he's gonna set the world up to where we don't have to worry about food crisis and food shortages and crops not coming in, so people gonna starve to death. He's gonna, when the earth is running the way it should, everything's gonna be enough for everybody to live abundantly, and us really to be at the highest level. of all the best the earth can produce.
And these nations, this is why they're gonna grow to hate Esau.
Yep.
Because when they see how everything transitioned and how better it is at our rule versus his rule,
They're gonna take licks.
they gonna fuck his ass up every day for that, man. This is how we was living up under your rulership, man. And look at how things are now up under them.
You knew about this shit. You've been holding. You purposely didn't do this shit.
That's what they gonna say. This was the man that did all this shit, man. You know? Yeah.
Talk to the proverb adaptation.
Isaiah 2, I'm gonna start at 1. The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow in unto it.
Yep.
And many
that's why the Lord gotta save the tents of Judah, and then the rest of the tribes, gather the elect, and while he's gathering them, he's setting them in order, and then in due time he's gonna exalt them, and that's when you're gonna see that light set on the hill. You're gonna finally see that light that's set upon the hill, man. And right now, the amongst our nation, the ones that are of the elect, they're coming to the light. They're already seeing the light being lit. But the other nations, they're stuck in their mode. But when the Lord actually comes back and changes us and turn us into gods again, that's when we're gonna be exalted for the world to see. You definitely gonna want to learn from gods. I want to be like them. I want to live like them. We're gonna have all the major influence over the world. You see how people are drawn to learning from these top prominent figures of society. How they look at the president. How they look at these CEOs and celebrities and shit. And they take their word for everything, man. They exalt their words to the clouds. But how much more us when we get exalted? The nations they're gonna want to flock to us. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 3, and many people shall go and say, come ye and let us go up to the mountains of the Lord, to the house of the power of Jacob.
Yep.
And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
That's it. We're gonna enforce the law. We're gonna enforce the law. And that's a cut on Christianity right there. And the law is still gonna be standing in the kingdom. We ain't gonna be doing what the hell you want to do just because it feels good. All right? You're gonna make changes. Go ahead.
And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people. And they shall beat their swords in the plowshares, and their spears in the pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Yeah, so you're gonna go from war to basically you're gonna be slaves up under the Israelites. That's what's gonna happen. And then, there's gonna be no need for none of those weapons, that you used in this war. There ain't gonna be no need for it no more. You ain't gonna try to put up a fight against us. We're gonna have power. So you might as well just give up your missiles, give up your,
Hey, bro, it won't be no slave revolts.
But I was gonna say, why does war break out? Because somebody feels cheated, like they're not getting what they need. Their needs aren't being met. That's why there's revolts and coups and all types of shit, insurrections.
Yeah.
Well, they're not gonna have that under us. You're gonna have everything you need, and but you're gonna be producing it for us.
And also, societies clash when they have a difference of religious and political views.
Yep. Well,
that causes war too.
That's gonna be singular.
It's going, You're gonna serve one God, one Lord.
Yep.
and there's gonna be one way.
Yep.
Okay, it's gonna be one way. So it ain't gonna be no clash. It ain't gonna be no
But
wars.
I believe ain't gonna be that shit.
Cause we gonna make sure everybody's on the same page. And if you ain't with it, you gonna get your ass whipped. You gonna get ruled with a rod of iron. And it says that in Isaiah 60, the nations that will not serve us, you will perish. If you don't go up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles, keep high holy days, Lord will make it to where your ass don't grow any food. Cause a famine. You will not have any rain.
You don't get to see that. And then we gonna happen, huh? Okay. I see the nation of Japheth didn't come up this year, huh? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Swim y'all ass back over. You know, they ain't probably gonna be over in the island still. Just saying. You gotta, these nations, there's a penalty to not live in the righteous way.
The reason why we're gonna have to do it is because we saw all the shit that they was able to do while they were loosed. You know, when they were without guidance, when they were just ruling in power and were just lawless. You know, everything was bad. We're gonna tell fucking Moab, hey man, leave the cats alone. Leave, you know, let them play their role. You know, the bats, let the bats play their role.
Monkeys.
We got to tell Ham.
Yep.
Stop with that bullshit.
Stop letting
man.
cows piss on you.
Yeah.
All that shit.
What was it? They like Elon with the cows.
No more drinking blood. No, blood is the life of man. You know? That's what we're gonna have to do. And Esau knows all this stuff. He knows all these things. But he's meant to be contrary to righteousness. You know? So I don't know if Buzz got anything else. Nothing else. Now show, now one more preset.
We can pull now.
His brother had one.
Sirach 10 and 31, just because you mentioned how we got to put back in power. And the Lord put his spirit on us right now. We're trying to live righteously to the best of our ability. That's what we got. This Sirach 10 and 31, he that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches? And he that is dishonorable in riches, how much more in poverty?
Yeah, it is. You see that? Right now, the poor man's wisdom is despised. Ain't nobody listening. But in due time, this is going to be magnified. And people going to really consider like, yo, these wasn't just no little, you know, they wasn't no bums, man. You know, you can't be a bum and have this type of wisdom.
Yeah.
You know?
This is the real riches.
It's riches.
This is the real riches. This is more greater than gold and silver and rubies and you know, and precious jewels. This is wisdom as wisdom breaks it down, you know, it shows you that this information, especially the times we come into, but this wisdom is more precious than anything else on the planet. And then when people realize the value of it, because it won't be none in the earth, that's when we're gonna stop sharing. That's when we're not gonna be on the streets anymore. That's when Yahweh Shai is gonna return. You follow me?
This
You got it.
is Sirach 10 and verse 3.
We were full of that.
Oh, that was what you was. Oh, that's the spirit. Sirach 10 and 3, it says, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set up over it one that is profitable.
Yep.
Here it is. So what made you pull that? That was the spirit that had you pull it. We were thinking the same thing. I don't think we left a clue. But the point of it is that we were talking about Yahweh Shai is really about to set up the Israelites through Yahweh, set up his chosen people with the spirit of Yahweh on them to rule this earth, and so the earth can be profitable. And even the heathen will be profitable,
That's it.
you know, in their servitude. Because they're all in servitude now anyway, but you're going to be profitable in your servitude. Okay, got to take this devil out the way. Got to remove that way the wrong way. He's what I'm looking for, the exalter of the wrong way. Right? That's what he's about.
The physician cutteth off a long disease. That disease got to be cut off.
That's it. That's E. Just E.
Man of sin, the son of perdition.
It is.
You know? So yeah, man, that's something to look forward to, man. You know?
And so if I could kind of nutshell everything we were kind of going into. Hey, it's time to quit pussyfooting, man, being simple and shit. Now it's time to turn back to the Heavenly Father. We waiting on y'all. I'm gonna just say it that way. We know it's deeper than that, but we waiting on y'all. That's bullshit, man. Y'all waiting on the sign. So the signs are coming, man. How many more signs do you need? How much more tangibility you gotta have before you realize this is the righteous way to move in the earth now? How many people you gonna have to watch die? How many times you gonna stub your foot before you realize to stop walking that way? Okay? Our people got that bad habit of that. But when you realize that this is it, and this was for you, hey man, come on, get this wisdom, and this is how you change your ways, man. We were illustrating today carnal ways to change yourself spiritually. It starts mentally and spiritually, but you have to still make physical changes to do it. Okay, like it says, we may void the law through faith. Yahweh forbid, we establish the law. Do we not? What did it say? Do we not have faith that grace may abound? Yahweh forbid. I'm trying to remember how that one goes. Anybody remember how that goes?
Romans 6.
Yeah, Romans 6 is where that one goes. But the
Talking about grace. Now we're talking about grace.
Yeah, the grace one and
We
the
did
faith.
sin, that grace may abound, God forbid.
So we establish and sin is a transgression of the law. So we cut that off to the best of our ability, and we establish the law. Okay? So we showed you a little bit dietarily. We showed you how it'll affect you mentally. And this is where our people have to start, with the way that they think. They have to be able to have the ability to think. Stop putting bullshit in your body and start cleaning your act up, man, so you can be found worthy to receive the wisdom of the Holy Spirit that we can get out of it.
Yeah, because we're the temple of the Lord. Anybody that will destroy his temple, the Lord shall destroy.
We're bought with a price.
So we're supposed to glorify him in our bodies.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
And then you're not a conduit to that righteous spirit unless you've been treating your body with righteousness.
Yep.
Say, wisdom, not
Rest. Right?
Hey, next time, pull that down, bro, so we can hear you.
Yeah.
This is wisdom, not calling the malicious soul. What is that chapter?
Righteousness in a body that's subject to sin. Right?
Yeah. You know, so with that, we're going to close out. We're going to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Akakwadash.
To the elder apostles of the great wisdom of well. Peace and salutation to the tabernacle of David, those who elect. Shalom.